It's reaching out to Jeff. Hang on just a minute. There we are. We're live. I'm just wolfing down a thing of broccoli Kathy got me. I don't know if you guys have a El Pollo Loco where you are. Chicken stuff. Burrito's pretty good. They had one I used to really like. It was a Chipotle chicken burrito. And I thought, oh, it's good for you. It's healthy. You know, it's big, but it's, you know. I told my doctor about it. He goes, go online, check the sodium. And it was like, I don't know, 3,500 milligrams of sodium. It's enough to just like gag a horse. Tasted good, though. Anyway, hope you're all well. I don't know what's going on right now. You know, let's start from the top and work down. I saw, hey, Sarah. And Jeff was, he says he's first, but, you know, YouTube showing Sarah was first, so I don't know. And then I came in. I know I'm not first, and no one wants to be number two, so third. I got that from Neil Young. They were claiming to be the third best garage band ever. So who else? Smiley, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're all having a great day. Jorge, hello. Jim, howdy. Branton, whoa. Yeah, the fish look great. They're happy. I did a video. I will be getting it out hopefully later today. And also I got Boots Cats, the shiny spawning mops. I did that video because that was a short one, quick and easy. A driving blanket, hello. Yeah, well, be careful, you know, follow the road, whatever way it goes. Hello, Jody, how are you? And Flatbed, howdy doody. And no reply from Jeff. I wonder if he's all, you know, if everything's okie dokie at the Pelham household. I just sent him a messenger message. He's usually right on top of those. Like, I don't know. I think he's working on hatching his phone one of these times, but who knows? So anyway, yeah, life's good. I just said that. I'm stuffing my face with broccoli. The burrito's still in the kitchen because Kathy got back. She was out running around doing errands and brought me food. A little late though, because here we are. So what's everybody up to? Anything good? Anything fishy related? Life related? It's a beautiful day here in the desert. Let's see, just for what's in giggles. Starting to warm back up. It's already 82. So it's nice. I had the garage door open for a while. I was out in the garage doing stuff. Hello, Don. And got the back door open, trying to, I don't know, warm it up, cool it down. It's warm in here. I thought I turned the AC on, but it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. So anyway, that's kind of my story. You're almost stuck with it because you're here. Let me wipe off some broccoli. I don't want to probably have broccoli in my teeth. Hard to see through the mustache I'm open. So I don't know where my partner in crime is. So I'm going to throw it out there. Anybody want to be a partner in crime today? That would be cool. I can put a link out there and feed it to the pleco. Feed what? The broccoli? Now it's got butter and what did I put on it? What's that stuff called? They use it on in Maryland and all over the East on the crab. The seasoning, little yellow can. Wow. Hey, David. How you doing? It just went away. I love that stuff too. It's great on French fries. It's great everywhere it's not supposed to be because it's like full of salt. I put it on Kathy's deviled eggs. She almost had a cow. I thought it was really good. It really worked well on the deviled eggs. And I don't know what it's called. I'll tell you later. It'll come to me and I'll tell you. Anyway, yeah, little yellow can, red top, snap, shake out. Yes. And I'm sure somebody knows. No, not Mrs. Dash. No, it's in a can. It's something that people use for the what is it? The soft shell crab. I guess it's big on that in the Chesapeake Bay area. I like it. I like it a lot. I probably shouldn't because it's, like I said, it's full of salt. So who's doing what? I'm always Old Bay. Branton, thank you very much. That's the one. Yes, it is. Yeah. Old Bay, yeah, seasoning or whatever they call it. Old Bay. Good stuff. Really good stuff. So I put it on veggies, put it on rice, put it on fish, put it on pork, put it on meat. It goes anywhere. It's supposed to, I think. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents with that. So Yeah, anybody want to come up here and play? Somebody I can bounce stuff off of. Once in a while, I start bouncing off the screen, and it's, oh my God, you guys are stuck with that. I feel really bad. Um, Not the old gray mare. Oh God, no. Ground up and spread on rice? I don't think so. That'd be tough. Yeah, it might be a little foul tasting too. So, not a clue. So, I'm scrambling. Nope, no Jeff. He was first in the chat too, or second anyway. And I'm wondering if I already said that, if there's problems at the Pelham household. I hope not. That'd be awful. Um, so I got the banner running for the next auction. I'll always plug Jeff's next auction. And I know there's another one coming up in May. I guess it's Skipper's auction on the 17th, Saturday the 17th, and Jeff's going to be on Saturday the 31st, the last Saturday in May. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. I got to come up with some different stuff to put up though, or not put anything up. One or the other. Skipper's on the 17th. Yeah, Jody, I think I got that. Thank you. And I was actually invited to put some stuff up there, and I think I might. Hope it's not crossing channels or whatever they say. Hello, Fish Fam Link. Thanks for being here as always. And yeah, don't forget to hit that little thumbs up button if you haven't already. I know the algorithm appreciates it, and so do I. Yeah, I got to come up with some different stuff. I was thinking about, I don't know what I'm thinking about. I've got some tanks I got to empty and get some new stuff, get some different stuff. I've got these Koi Kahaku swordtails I got for a trade-in for a bunch of stuff at my local fish shop, and they spawned a couple times. And there's one bigger fry, and there were some smaller ones that they were all up in the weeds in the top. And I think I didn't see them today, so I'm thinking maybe they just didn't survive, or maybe other fish in the tank got to them, because they were pretty small. So there's 2 black mollies in there. They might have gotten them, and their parents are in there. They might have got to them. Although the parents tend to stay low. The adult Koi Kahaku swordtails tend to stay low, and I'd like to get a bunch of those for a sale. I think Mel has some Fishcapades, so I don't want to step on her toes if that's the case. But if she doesn't put them up, and I've got some, maybe I will put those up. I don't know if I'll have any, and certainly not of any size by the 31st of May for Jeff's, for the AAA Aquatic Live auction number 7, Saturday, 5/13/2025, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. I'm reading it right off the bottom. So like that. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Find a place to. Hey, well, be safe out there, Brenton. Thanks for being here for a bit. Get some. I was thinking about buying a lot. And I don't mean a lot, but a lot of fish from wholesaler somewhere. All right, hang on, Don. I don't blame you. It's painful, isn't it? There you go. Yeah. So I know that link takes a long time to get all the way to the UK. Then it takes Don a long time to get all the way back to Southern California. I've been up since like 4 o'clock. Forgot to put the trash out last night. It's 11 o'clock, laying in bed. Kathy goes, oh my God, forgot to put the trash out. I'm ready to get up. She goes, don't do that. So all night, finally woke up a little after 4, got up, put the trash out, and been up ever since. That's hard on the body when you're not used to that. I don't know. No, wait. Oh, UPS. Now what? I always love it when they drive up because I have no idea what's coming on. There he is. What's up, Don? You there? Oh, and look who else is here. There he shows up. Oh, did I remove him?
Hello.
All right.
So
I know Don was just having a hard time watching me scramble all by myself here. So he volunteered to come up. So
that's nice. That's very nice.
That's got to be painful to watch. Huh?
My thermal printer arrived a day early,
Mm-hmm.
and I had another box, and I thought it was Kathy's order, right?
Right.
And so I set it down on the bed up there, and then I'm getting ready to come down here, and I get a phone call from Jason. He says, "How are they?" And I was like, "How are they?" It's like the fish arrived early. I said, "Oh, I didn't know that." So I opened the box up, and I got like 7 Apistos and a couple 2 shell dwellers. They're all doing great.
Oh, good. Good.
He was telling me all of his other orders that he sent out got cooked.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and mine got cooked that I sent to David too.
Wow. Brandon sent me the box of 9 Green Dragon Plecos. So I've got 9 bouncing, happy little bouncing baby Green Dragon Plecos that I unboxed this morning.
Oh,
and then one of the other messages he sent, and I don't know if I should share this or not. I don't imagine it's a big deal, but he said he had some going out to Vibes, and they were stuck in Wisconsin. But then that could just be the tracking, because mine looked like they were stuck in Wisconsin for a while. Say something, Don. Talk to us, damn it.
Hi, Don.
Can I get a word in edgewise here?
Please. I'll shut up.
All right. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Boots. Hello.
Hello, Jeff. Nice to see you, and thanks for the random chat the other night. That filled a hole in my evening, and it was really nice to talk to you.
That was very fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Cool.
Now,
conversation.
Yes,
Ron, you're in the hot seat tonight.
All right.
You're in the hot seat. I'm going to interview you.
Okay.
All right. Your experience with tropical fish.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So cast your mind back. Do you remember the first time you ever saw an aquarium?
Not really. I remember my first aquarium, but so maybe that was the first time.
Okay. Well, that's the next question. What was your first aquarium?
Oh, wow.
What was it made of?
It was
how big was it, and what was in it?
Okay, it was well, obviously glass, but it was a stainless steel frame, and I believe in the front at the bottom it was stamped PEMCO, PEMCO.
Right.
And so it had, and there's a name for that black goop that they used to use and I can't remember what it was, instead of silicone. And it was a 26-gallon show. And it came on a homemade, it came on a homemade 2x4 stand.
Yeah.
All right, a wood stand made out of just regular old lumber, 2x4 lumber. And
2x4s were actually 2x4.
Oh no, I'm sure they were still nominal. It was still, construction grade lumber. This goes back, I would have been, holy mackerel.
Hey, David.
Geez, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around there. So late 60s, mid to late 60s. And we got it from, I couldn't even tell you, there used to be a throwaway periodical flyer that came out every week called the Penny Saver. And I'm sure some people may remember that. I think that's probably where it came from. My mom found it. We went and got it. I don't know I can't remember. It's been so long if the fish came with it or we got fish later. But I remember angelfish, and they spawned. I remember that. And beyond that, I couldn't tell you what other fish. Maybe, I've got this vague memory of neon tetras and the angelfish, having a ball with those because, they probably will when they get bigger. They will eat your neons.
Okay, so you were an early bloomer with angels, unlike Jeff. But
yeah.
So what sort of substrate did you have in the tank?
Oh God, it probably would have just been aquarium gravel, just regular old smooth, washed or whatever they call that, tumbled, so it's smooth aquarium gravel. Yeah.
and
I'm gonna have to put these in the tank, Ron. They've been acclimating.
Sure, go for it.
I'm just gonna point the camera so that way we can see a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
He sent me a pistogram. He also sent me a Fahaka. I didn't ask for a Fahaka puffer, but he sent me one.
Oh, he was trying to get rid of it. I remember that. You got it.
I'm not set up for a Fahaka puffer. I mean, I'm not set up for one. I know that Shirley will, so maybe that's the one she'll be getting. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Let me. I gotta get some. Okay, guys, carry on, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thanks. All right, Don.
right. So, did this aquarium have live plants in it?
I'm going to say probably not.
Okay. And do you remember? Did it have a slate bottom? I'm guessing it probably did.
Oh, I don't remember. And I had that tank years later too. Still, God, it's possible. I just don't remember. It's one of the tanks. I had a bunch of tanks when I was, by the time I was in my early mid-20s, and I gave them all away. I gave them all to the Westminster Boys and Girls Club. I got out of it. I was done. I regret that now, but it is what it is. And I had a lot of those metal frame tanks too, because they were the tanks then.
Yeah, mine was a Metaframe.
Yeah.
I think made by Mattel, the same company that made Hot Wheels cars.
Really? I didn't know that. I do remember Metaframe.
Yeah, made by
What a
Mattel.
what a great side gig that is.
Or at least branded by Mattel. Okay, so tell me about, did it have a filter?
Yeah, and I think it was going to be one of two. Either the little plastic box in the corner or the sub sand under gravel filter. And I don't remember which. You're talking, let's see, 67, yeah, probably. So how many years is that? 70, 60 years? A lot. Yeah, I'm that old.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back to my first tank, which was in the late 60s. And it didn't have, it was a 10-gallon tank, and it didn't have under gravel. I'd not heard of under gravel. Under gravel, in my memory, it was quite new in the late 60s, early 70s. I'm thinking early 70s. So it's a plastic box, and you put charcoal in it, not even carbon, just charcoal, which is absolutely worthless. And then some polyfiber floss and an air pump.
Yeah.
And, bubbled away.
Right. Okay. And they're noisy as hell, the old air pumps.
Yeah. When the diaphragms go, the whole thing goes, because you can't replace a diaphragm without screwing the pump completely and just having to go and buy another one. Okay. So the tank had a lid, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Metal lid with, I think it was a little turn switch right in the middle with two little elongated incandescent light bulbs.
Yeah. And it got really hot.
Yeah. Could get different colors if you wanted. And there was, so that was sat in the front, and it tapered up a little bit towards the front. And in the back, there was just another sheet of metal with some loopholes so you could stick a heater in it. So I had a heater. And a hole for the airline to come in.
Yeah. Do you remember the first fish that you bought at a pet store?
No. I do not.
Do you remember the first fish you were interested in? The one that really caught your eyes?
Well, I think honestly the first one I would be interested in would have been the angels, because they spawned while we, So that was, that garnered a lot of interest right there. But there was a fish store too. It was, I don't know, the next town over. It was, 4 or 5 miles away. I lived in Westminster in Orange County, California. It was in Garden Grove in Orange County, California. And it was called the Tropical Fish House. And it was pretty good size. It was in a little strip mall. And there was a dividing wall. So it was probably 2 shops that they had put together at some point and opened up a big area to get into the next. And it was, as I recall, there were 2 stacks of tanks, one in front of the other, sort of, stair-stepped in the whole thing, and row of tanks, another row of double tanks, and the other side was all tanks. And the one side they had, remember when you were walking in around the back, they had this massive tank with a Pacu that had to be 35, 40 pounds, this giant Pacu. And they had lots and lots of supplies, They had some live plants. So if I ever got live plants at the time, they would have been cheap. They would have been like something called Anacharis or Elodia. I think that's the same plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, and they're gone. They're just gone. And I miss that, and I've driven by there several times over the years, and they're long gone. So.
Okay, here's a really tricky one for you.
Okay, these have all been kind of tricky.
The brand name of the fish food that you first remember feeding to your fish.
Yeah, not a clue. I know we used to get the big frozen blocks of brine shrimp and break off little pieces. But dry food, not a clue. And yeah, not a clue.
I'm old enough to remember when Tetraman hit the market.
Okay.
For us locally, and before that, we fed Wardley's Flakes.
Oh, interesting. Now you were in where? Midwest in Ohio?
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I wonder if Tetraman's probably a national brand at the time. Wardley, you said, that would probably be more local, more regional.
Wardley's Flakes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we could get.
Oh wow.
Oh, he did send me a Fahaka. Oh.
So that was probably more of a regional brand, the Wardleys.
It could be. It could be.
Not a clue.
Right. So you were how old when you got your first tank?
Well, I think somewhere. Well, if it was 1967, I was born in 54, so I'd been about 13.
Okay. Do you remember your second tank? How long was it before you got your second tank after your first?
No, I don't.
He sent me 2 Fahaka puffer. Oh, Jason.
Geez. I don't know if it was after I finally moved out. I just don't remember. Yeah. I do remember in 1971. It would have been, I think, February 1971, the Sylmar earthquake, and the water in that 26-gallon show. It's a narrow tank, right? And it was about 36 inches long and I don't know, maybe 14, 16 inches deep, and the water going straight up and back down into the tank, and it actually blew the lids off, but didn't really lose anything, so life things went well, but regardless. So
okay, so moving on a few years then. I'm guessing you acquired another tank or two in your teenage years.
I think, after I moved out and moved into the little house that I lived there 47 years, and we moved here 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. I had amassed about 20 tanks at some point, and those are the ones I just all cleared out. So most of them were secondhand. I bought one new one. It was called a 60 long. So it was like a big glass coffin. It was 72 inches long and about, I think it's 12 inches deep and about 14 or 16 inches high. And it had that thick wood look, that wood grain plastic frame around it, the top and bottom. And it had a big chunk of glass in the middle, 2 sets of hoods. Yeah. Put it up for sale. Two sets of hoods, and those hoods were, the whole thing was covered with glass. It was a sheet of glass split in half, essentially. And it was that, almost like that obscure glass like you see in a bathroom window. And it had the plastic thing that went into both sides of the glass so it would hinge up and down. And a plastic strip in the back that you could cut holes for hang-on back filters or air lines or heaters, whatever you wanted to do. And then the light was the entire 6 foot, and it was just a rectangular, square metal box with I don't remember if it had, I think it was incandescent bulbs, and there might have been 2 in the middle and 1 on each end. That sounds right, but it's been so long I could just be making that up. So it was a cool tank. And just sub-sand filters in that one.
So you ended up with about 20 tanks.
Yeah.
And then things in life changed and you moved on, you got rid of your tanks.
Yeah, I regret that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you regretted doing it and that never happened, you probably wouldn't be here doing what you're doing today. So things happen for a reason, right?
That's right.
So What attracted you? What attracted you to fish keeping? Why did you amass 20 tanks? What was your inspiration?
Wow.
What-
You know, I really, God, I don't know. Honestly, to think back about that, I don't know if it's just shiny object syndrome or
Well, surely by the 20th tank, you would have been
Yeah,
with something
yeah.
else.
I was fascinated by breeding fish, and I never got anywhere doing that, you know, as far as like trading them. I think I thought at the time that, well, I should be able to sell these for money. And the fish stores didn't want to buy, you know, they offer a trade. And I think my ego, you know, sort of had other ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back then, were you aware of any like fish shows
No.
that were happening in
Or
town?
clubs. No, nothing like that. Yeah.
So you never went and saw a fancy guppy show or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, I
No.
remember my dad taking me to one when I was a kid, right after I started collecting fish, and
Right.
I mean things happened in my life that really catapulted me into it.
Oh,
You know, for all the best reasons, but
Yeah.
I'm just curious. So
Yeah.
how did you get rid of your tanks?
I just I called the Westminster Boys and Girls Club, and they came and got them all.
Oh, nice.
Helped them load it all up in I don't know, it was an old van or whatever they had. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So roughly what age were you when you gave up those tanks?
Probably 24, 25, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And because I didn't allow you to vet the list of questions before we did this. This is just sort of I
Yeah.
want to ask you why. I want to ask you why because it could be personal reasons. So
No, that's fine. Yeah. I think I was just done. They were all sitting around empty by that time.
okay.
And I was pretty much done. And, you know, so instead of putting them out at the curb, like what's his name? Swiffle keeps finding them in
Swiffle,
Florida.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought I'd donate them, you know, and whatever they did with them, they might have sold them. They might have set them all up in the Boys and Girls Club Center. I have no idea, but
Well,
I thought they'd go to a good home that way.
I think I'm going to start calling him Jackpot Swiffle, but that's
Yeah, no
another
kidding.
story.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so then life moves on and years go by and you get another fish tank.
Oh,
Tell me about that experience. What memories brought you back to it?
oh wow. What memory? I think it was, I don't know. It was
What
just an
drove
old
it? What
light.
drove it? That's the question.
Yeah, it was
drove
it
you
was
return?
obviously an old like, and being YouTube, you know, and I didn't have Garage Aquatics yet. And I started, we were still in Westminster before we moved out here. And I started pulling up some fish stuff, and I found MD fish tanks and got kind of, I was enthralled, the right word, with planted aquariums. And then, you know, it sort of spread out into some other fish keepers, but mostly MD fish tanks at the time. And I also found your personal favorite, Keeping Fish Simple. And, you know, MD Fish Tanks was all about planted aquariums and aquascaping, and Nick's is all about breeding fish. And so somewhere along there, we're getting ready to move here. And I told my wife, I'd like to get another aquarium. And there was another one, Katie Cichlids, and I was watching her too. And she had that water box. It's a 6-foot tank, you know, and she had two of them. And it's the brand Water Box, and they're made in Florida. So I thought, I like that. I like that rimless look. It's a cool tank. So I went online, Water Box. You know, when we moved out here, I ordered one. And it was the end of December, early January, and it showed up sometime early to mid-January in what would that be? 24? 23, I think, 2023. And set it up. It's the one behind the kitchen sink. And there's two local fish shops, and I went to both trying to, you know, feel them out. And I ended up going back to one after the tank came, and he had Sirius stone. So I bought a bunch of Sirius stone from him. And I bought a piece of Mopani wood, either from him or maybe from PetSmart. Bought a bunch of Java fern. I think it was PetSmart in the plastic tubes, the top fin tubes, and an Anubias and some stem plants and some gravel. And I don't remember if I put anything under the gravel. And it was actually kind of a coarse white sand. Planted it all up, put the rocks all in, got it all planted, filled it with water. Went back to PetSmart, bought neon tetras twice. Bought 10 the first time and 10 the second time. In one of the batches, they gave me 11. So I had 21 neon tetras. And I bought some albino cories and some autocinclus. I think I got 3 autocinclus. And then at some point, I got some clown plecos, I think 3 of those. And it was, I don't know, a couple months later, I got some cherry shrimp and they all failed. And so another month and a half, 2 months later, I got cherry shrimp again. Now there's more than I know what to do with in that tank. And I've dropped 2 bettas in that tank since, 2 female bettas, but that tank's been relatively stable ever since. I've lost some of the neon tetras over the time. I guess they don't have that long of a life expectancy. And, but they've thinned out. I think I've got 9 or 10 left. And when they're all gone, maybe I'll put another tetra in, maybe cardinals. I know that's been suggested, but that's been a really fun tank. It's got a little tiny internal filter that sticks to the side, and it's got a little spray bar across the top that shoots water, just below the surface. And it's been a fun little tank. I put some crypts in it that I ended up pulling out about, 25, 30 crypts from one, and left that one in there, and it's doing it again, I've got more Java fern than I know what to do with from the 2 Java fern that are in there. They keep breaking off little pieces, and they just go in other tanks. It's been a great little tank. It's been a great experience. There's no lid on it. To get a lid for an aqua box or a water box, they've got those special made. They're kind of a plastic rim with a net mesh over the top. They're pricey. They're as expensive as the tank, maybe more. So there's no lid on it, just a night crew light, and it's still
you still get the evaporation without the lid.
Oh yeah, we get huge evaporation here in the desert. So yeah, but it's been a great little, and it's right there by the sink. So I'll just stick we got one of those the hose kind of faucet, on the sink. So I'll just stick that into the tank, fill it up. And once in a while, I'll put a little of the dechlor in, and I don't worry about that too much because I'm just topping off a little bit at a time, and I don't think there's enough chlorine or chloramines to hurt, and hasn't been, so everybody seems to be doing well. So, but anyway, that was the first tank, getting back into it, and I think I just wanted a tank again. I wanted fish again. It was something I missed.
Okay.
Long run.
I can't believe you sent me a Fahaka puffer. I cannot believe you do that without asking me first.
Yeah, well.
I'm not set up for it. I have somebody who's interested in it.
Cool.
Okay, so Ron, speaking of stress.
What's that?
No, he's talking.
Ron,
oh, yeah, he's asking.
Speaking of stress.
Yeah.
Stress and mental health. What are your feelings about keeping tropical fish and stress and mental health benefits? Do you have any opinions or anything?
Yeah, as far as stress, I don't stress. I really don't stress. And it's things I've learned over the last going on 30 years, and it's just not part of my makeup. I think they're great for mental health. I love just sitting in front of the tanks, staring at the fish. I would love to have a big tank in the house, because otherwise a lot of times in the house on the couch, there's the television. And I think a big tank is much better. A big, well-planted tank. And I think you and I have both said pretty much the same thing. Lots of smaller fish. Yeah.
Big tank full of nanos. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I love that look, with schools and shoals and, little, corridors or different varieties.
Always something new, always something entertaining.
Yeah. Lots of
big tank.
Yeah.
You get a big tank full of big bruiser fish, and they sit there and they eat and they poop and they're boring.
When I had that 60 long, I had an Oscar, and And it was like
I've had
having,
Oscars.
yeah, it's like having a pit bull in a water box. You know, because it does. It just, you know, it's big, it poops, it doesn't play well with others,
Yeah.
or not many others anyway.
I mean, I worked in a pet shop once, and
Yeah.
it was a Petland. It was a Petland franchise, and it was like in any strip center, you get the long, narrow shops.
Sure.
So you walk in the front door, you got the till right there, and you got the gerbil stuff on the right, and you got
Yeah.
gerbil and hamsters, and you got the tropical fish stuff on the left, and cat
Right.
and dog stuff in the middle. And you get halfway down the shop, and broadside, there's like a 300-gallon aquarium.
Yep.
And my boss decided to put a pair of Oscars in it. So he put a pair of Oscars in it. And then behind that was like 75 other 10 and 20 and 50-gallon tanks and stuff
Sure.
like that. And the dogs and the cats and the spiders and whatnot. And one day, right before I finished that job and went off to another job, because I didn't know anything about Oscars, I just knew that they ate goldfish.
Yes,
Don't
they
tell
do.
anybody. They ate goldfish. And they grew quite well, but I knew
Yeah.
nothing about their behavior. And one day I walked into the shop and I was faced with 2 Oscars and a cloud, and I mean a massive storm cloud of fry.
Ooh.
I'm guessing 600 or 700 it must have been.
Wow.
Yeah, they have big spawns.
Because they were on their own. They were completely on their own. There was no catfish. There was no other fish in the tank except the 2 Oscars. And then to see
Right.
this nearly 1,000 fry swimming around in the tank, you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know they'd laid eggs.
Oh, geez. Wow.
And
What an
to me, that's fascinating. But then what the hell do you do with them all?
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they all need the big tank. And when you
Yeah.
get down to 2 big fish in a big tank, it's like they're
Right.
slow and they're boring and they eat and they poop and they just
Yeah.
kind of hang out.
Yeah. And they're big poos.
You can measure them
You
with a
need a
ruler.
big hose to get them out of there, or just, you know, mess them up, get them with a net. It's like cleaning up after a dog.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ron, what would be your 2 pieces of advice to anybody thinking about getting into keeping tropical fish for the very first time?
Oh, wow. That's tough. Because it's probably controversial as hell, but I'll tell you what I did. And this worked for me. I watched those first couple groups of videos, Nick and MD, and I started to see what interested me. And then I started watching lots and lots of other videos because they start pulling up in the feed. And I went back to school when I was, God, I don't know, in my early 30s. And what I learned was to sift through all the stuff that's out there, figure out what's bullshit, put that over here, and go what made sense to me and what worked for me, what I'm comfortable with. And when I find something that's not working for me anymore, I'm not comfortable with, I put that over here and I'll find something new to put in. So I think that's keep an open mind. I've shared this with other people. I don't mind sharing it. I'm in a 12-step group. And the only advice I ever give is keep an open mind, keep coming back, you know, keep your mind open and learn and do what works for you. You know, there's a lot of dogma out there, a lot of channels that, you know, that, I don't know, what's the right word? Espouse? No, that's not it. That spout their dogma. And, you know, maybe you pick up little tidbits from them. But I think that's how we learn, you know, or how I learn. I learn by watching, learn by listening. I don't read a lot of stuff about fish or aquarium keeping. It's mostly visual and auditory here. But just, you know, see what works for you. Just see what interests you, and then try and see if it'll work for you, and make the adjustments accordingly. I don't know. That's kind of it. That's really all I could say as far as advice, you know.
I would say to add. I don't mean to add on, but do
Please.
the research on the fish that you want to keep.
Yeah. And I think that's part of, you know, watching and seeing what interests you. Yeah. If I started watching videos and, like, what are they called? The Cichlid brothers or whatever, and they're mostly big fish.
Yeah.
Not all, but, and if that really interested me, And there's another one, Caveman Aquatics. Is he another one that's big fish? I've only watched a couple, but anyway, if that would interest me.
Captain Sea Chem.
Yeah, I would have gone
Another
that
one of my
way.
favorites.
Yeah, I would have gone that way, but it didn't interest me. What interested me, that's why I stuck with MD Fish Tanks and with Nick, because all little fish, all stuff, and spawning and breeding fish fascinates me. So, and the little fish kind of fall into that category for me a lot better. And you know, I love those tankfuls of fish that you know, Mark MD that he does. You know, and honestly, I've lost contact with his channel over the last 6 months or so. Another one was Fish Shop Matt, and I loved his content, but for whatever reason, you know, I started watching more and more of other stuff, and their content sort of slid away. I'll go back and find it sometime. Now I watch, you know, I love Adrian's Fish Room, another Australian, and you know, and Nick and Katie. I don't watch as much Katie anymore, but you know,
Stingray? Paul Stingray?
You know, yeah, but even that's kind of different.
Yep.
You know, a lot of what I'm watching now, and I've talked about this, it was either yesterday or yesterday on Jeff's stream, is a lot of eBay flipping stuff, because, you know, I'm trying to earn a living at the same time. So, you know, and YouTube, I should go to my other channel to watch that. And that way it just, populate that. So
it's interesting. It's interesting, Ron, that you mentioned those channels, because I've lived in this apartment for 10 years, and I only got my first fish tank. I only got back into the hobby myself middle of last year.
Oh, wow.
When I moved into this apartment, that 360-liter tank that I sent you a picture of the other day,
yes,
L-shaped tank, it has been here ever since I've lived here. And, you know, I take care of feeding the fish in the morning, because my flatmate, he gets up and goes off to work at 5:30 in the morning and stuff like that. So I feed him in the morning, and I pay attention. I say, have a look at this fish and have a look at that fish. I think this might be going on.
Sure.
He does them in the evening. He does all the maintenance and stuff like that. And he said, oh, you should watch this YouTube channel. Back when I thought YouTube was just for playing music, because I wasn't really interested in YouTube at all.
Sure.
And I saw this YouTube channel, and I thought, oh, you can find tropical fish stuff. So I latched on to Father Fish.
Yeah.
We're all going to come circling back to this. I latched on to Katie Cichlids.
Yeah.
And I latched on to MD.
Yeah.
Fish Shop Matt, indeed.
Yeah.
And Keeping Fish Simple.
Yeah.
He was one as well. Now, the thing that what got me back into it was, okay, well, I think I like the MD thing, where you just get a small cube and you put some plants in it, because I'm thinking, oh, fresh plants. We could never keep them when I had fish tanks, because all we had was incandescent and fluorescent tubes.
Right.
We didn't have this mystical, magical LED stuff.
Right.
Right. And we didn't have hell, back then, the only water parameters that we ever checked were temperature and pH. Because nitrate and ammonia, that was all saltwater crap, and I didn't want to get into the science, you know.
Yeah.
So you only paid attention to temperature and pH, and you tried to send the pH up, or you tried to send the pH down, baking soda and all this nonsense, trying to kill your fish unknowingly. But it was MD, the live plants, and I thought, oh well, Father Fish, he's got a good idea, you know, soil.
Right.
Don't change your water. And I knew straight away, that wouldn't be an option, because the water coming out of our tap is so hard.
Right.
You get our nitrates come out of the tap at 37.5 on average.
Right. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
All right. And the KH can come out of the tap anywhere between sort of 6 degrees and about 12.
Okay.
And the GH can come out anywhere between sort of 11 and 23, depending on what time of year it is and what they've been doing to the water supply. So, but I'm thinking the guy's preaching, Father Fish, he's preaching the wrong message, because he's saying this is the way everybody should be doing their tank. No water change. It's just like, well, okay, well, if you've got the soft water of Seattle, where there's nothing in it, or Northern Ohio, where there's nothing in the water,
right,
or Northern England, where there's nothing in the water, it might as well be RO coming out of the tap. Yeah. And you've got put
Wow.
loads of soaps in and stuff like that. But it's an irresponsible message to be sending
Yeah.
to people who are just trying to get into the hobby. That they've sparked an interest somehow, like me, in coming back into the hobby.
Yeah.
But all of those channels I don't watch anymore.
Yeah.
You know, all for different reasons.
Right.
And I'm finding my own path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in closing, Ron, this is very thirsty work. Have you got any questions for me?
No, other than thank you very much. That was fun. I appreciate it. I remember
Not a
you
single
talking about,
question.
huh?
You got not a single question for me.
Oh, I'm sure they'll come up, but
Okay.
not right this minute. And then maybe I'll drag
Okay.
you up here another time, but I appreciate it.
Jeff, you got any questions for me?
When are you coming back to America?
When's the next election? I
Oh,
didn't-
God, who knows? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
3.5 years.
no.
Yeah.
No, my son is 16 years old, and he's just getting ready to
Oh,
sit
yeah,
his
we talked
exams.
about this already. Yeah. I thought I'd ask
And,
you publicly also.
We have taken care of him getting his American passport, so he's got that now. So he's got the option of moving to the States, and if he wants to do university in the States, that's an option.
Yeah.
His mother is from the former Yugoslavia,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
where she was when the Civil War kicked off. She was a member of parliament there.
Oh, wow.
So she basically had to escape because there was a price on her head. She had to escape
Yeah.
to the UK, sort of in the
Lucky to
dead
be
of
alive.
night, and claim political asylum. And she's got a very, very good job. She was a software engineer, electrical engineer as her training.
Right.
She's got a very good job as a software architect for a major global bank in London now.
Right.
But if my son Charlie decides that his life is going to be in the States, then that's probably when I'll go back. But in the meantime, I got some congenital, some inherited health problems, bad joints and iron metabolism, which has given me cirrhosis of the liver and
Great. Yeah.
brain damage and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And it's all taken care of on the National Health Service over here.
Oh, good.
And now that I've eclipsed 60 years old, I get all of my prescriptions for free.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So, I mean, the tax that we pay to cover the NHS is a bit like your workers' comp out of your own,
Right.
out of your own paycheck. You pay a small portion of your paycheck up to a certain point, and then you don't pay
Right.
anymore. And it covers your medical expenses.
Yeah,
And
good.
you've got the option to go private if you want to pay extra and buy a private insurance policy, private
Sure.
healthcare. You can do that as well.
Sure.
But that is primarily what's kept me over here. Is the NHS has been keeping me alive for the last 20 years, and I'm thankful to them for that. And I couldn't afford to move back to the States given
Yeah.
the circumstances.
Yeah.
So
Oh, cool.
anyhow,
I do have one
thank you
question
both for your time.
Yeah. Likewise.
I shall give up the podium now.
I have one more question before you go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now you're back in the hobby now. What fish do you have right now that is keeping your hobby interesting and you're enjoying the most right now?
Well, I'm only getting started, so that is my fish room tour.
Okay.
Oh,
But
And what all do you have in that tank right now? I see
In
nice
the tank. In the tank, I've got algae on the side because that's for the Amano shrimp and the Neocardinas and my
Oh, very cool,
Odocygnus. And other than that, I've got 14 black neon tetras.
Oh, nice. I love those.
I've never had them before in my life, and I walked into the pet shop because I put the tank. I bought it
lucky.
secondhand on Facebook Marketplace
sure.
from a guy just down the road.
Nice.
It's 110 liters. So it's 29, 30 gallons, something like
Okay.
that. And I set it up and I let it run for about 6 weeks and put plants in it and I bought some rubbish pond soil, organic pond soil, but it's like hotter than a firecracker. The NPK is 29 at 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, which is outrageous.
My God. Yeah.
Algae. So I gave it about 5-6 weeks before I put the black neons in, and then I got the red cherry shrimp, and of course
Right.
you can't set a red cherry shrimp tank up in a month and a half. It took me 5 months before I could keep them alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the biofilm and I had everything, and I wasn't changing the water. I was changing water. I was doing this, and I was checking everything.
Yeah.
You buy them, and they go until it was time to molt, and they die.
Right.
They just fail molt. And then all of a sudden, I went to the pet shop, and I bought one. On Fridays, my local pet shop has buy 5 and get 1 free.
Oh.
So I buy my fish on Friday, like I buy a lot of fish. And yeah, the last batch, I've got a couple of hundred red cherry shrimp in there now.
Yeah,
And
cool.
the Amanos are big enough where I put an algae wafer. I've got an old French ashtray in the bottom of the tank,
Sure.
which is a feeding dish, and I stick a what are they called, Tetra spirulina wafer
Oh, cool.
down
Yeah.
there. And one of the Amanos will come along and fight off all the, like, kicking the crap out of the Neocaradinas.
Yeah.
Trying to shove the autosynclus out of the way,
Right.
and he'll just pick the chip up, the spirulina chip, and just carry it off into the plants, never to be seen again.
That's funny. Wow.
They're hoarding your food.
I love
Screw
Amano
you all, this is mine.
Yeah. I love Amano shrimp. They are fun. I've got a bunch in one tank.
I've never had an Amano yet.
They're fun. I even had them. They will go on walkabout. You have to be careful with them. I had them end up in another tank, 3 of them in another tank right behind my betta tank where they started. They went up the Pothos Bridge up and over. It's the only thing I can figure. So they will go and walk by. And then in my kitchen tank, I put some Amano shrimp in there also. Found one in the kitchen sink. So it came up and over the Pothos Bridge also. Landed in the sink. I saw it halfway up the side. Fortunately, it was still alive. I caught it and threw it back, and it's behaved itself. It's still in there, but yeah, they're fun. They are fun. I would like to try and figure out how to propagate them. I know that's not the right word, but do the whole capture the female, let her drop the zoos or whatever they're called, make the water brackish, and then get them into the salt water until they're, I don't know, a month old, whatever it is, and then reverse the process. And
Yeah, there's plenty of videos about that. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
can be
Timing is
done.
very crucial with that.
yes, timing is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the big takeaway is don't fall into the absolutes and the dogma.
Yeah. Because
You be you, right? I mean,
I
you
think
be
somebody
you.
mentioned a couple letters in the chat. We know who that is.
Oh, I'm not reading the chat.
FF. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. I'm saying hello to everybody.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
some people say, everybody has their. That's what is wrong with a lot of the people. They're so rigid. They don't have any give. They can't accept the fact that somebody else is having success doing it their way.
right.
It's
Right.
got to be their way or the highway.
Yeah, and that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that their way or the highway doesn't make it, but everybody's doing their own thing makes it.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Well, that was cool. Yeah. We need to do that again any old time.
All right. Well, thank you for giving me a platform.
Absolutely.
And
Join us more often,
when I finally pull my finger out and decide to start creating my own content, it's going to be an awful lot like this, which is tell me about how it started.
Right.
Did you leave the hobby? If so, why did you leave it? What did you find beneficial? What attracted you to it? What
Right.
eventually brought you back to it?
Right.
And what would be your advice to people? And
I think I seen my first aquarium at Kmart.
Yeah. I remember Kmart. Yeah. No, I remember you talking about that, Don, several months ago. And
it was back in December. That was
okay, yeah. So I think that's a grand idea.
Hey, Zini.
And YouTube's a great platform. And StreamYard, it's free. So and if I don't know how many subs you got, but you hit that point where YouTube starts paying you, kind of nice. So a little extra income never hurt anybody, I think.
No.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to shut this down. Thanks again. I'll go back to YouTube and watch the rest.
All right. Hey, thanks, huh?
Hey, Dan.
Well,
Come on,
thank you.
back, spend some more time with us. It's great having you up here.
Enjoy the evening.
I'll have to put Jeff on the hot seat next time.
Oh, that'll be good. Yeah.
He just want to talk about cat stuff.
Yeah.
I could talk about cats a lot, but
Get
kind of a
yourself
sore spot with me right now because
get some cats. Get some cats. Go down to the pound and pick up some cats.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm very
Rest
particular about
some
which one I want.
Yeah.
I'm kind of an oddball. They have to be a particular type.
Well, tell them what you're looking for, and they'll call you when
Yeah,
they get
yeah.
them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have to be siblings too. So they got to be
Yeah, yeah,
three males, the pure black. We just love black cats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they're nice.
yeah. Well, cheers.
Thanks again for your time. I'll get out.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. We'll chat some more on the Messenger too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've missed saying hi to a lot of people, so I'm going to go through the hi to a lot of people thing.
There you go. Yeah, we do a lot of people.
Yeah, Rachel, I did a little unboxing. I got your mops today, and I put that. Yeah, thanks, and thank you for interview. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, so I did a little unboxing of the crispy spawning mops today, and I put that on the tube, and I linked both you and Jeff on that one because it happened at Pelham's Aquatics auction, and I got them from Bootscats. So hopefully more people will find their way to you. Hello, Mel. Hey, Zini. Who else is in here that I'm missing? I know I saw, oh God, blank. P-Brain Smiley, yep, said hi earlier. I'm just going back through the chat because I can. Christopher, how you doing? Oh, yeah, one tank, real easy. Nicely done. Works well the way. Hello, Jody. I think I said hi earlier. Oh, and Curtis, if you're still here, howdy doody. And Shirley, hi there. Lurking and working probably. I have a bit of a shit day. I'm sorry to hear that. Take it back. I've learned a long time ago that you can stop anytime you want and start it over.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Phone dying and driving. Oh, where's your cord in the car, my dear? Yeah, I got cords everywhere, so that doesn't happen. Into the future, howdy. I hear sprinklers coming on. I wonder if they're ours.
Oh, my. I don't know.
I don't either. Huh. Probably ours. Probably the planter. Yeah, it sounds like Kathy's out there. Warren, how you doing? Yep, I hear my wife. And I'm sure I'm missing somebody because I'm just going through the. Hey, Lance, howdy. And I thought I saw Scotty was in. And Scotty, if you're still here, did you get treatment number 3 in today? Because Scotty's treating for bladder snails. Hey, Garage Aquatics is here. That goes way back. And Don, thank you again. That was great. Fish Fam Link, thanks for being here. Flatbed, howdy. And Jorge, yep. Always
Hey, Jorge.
Yep. I'm guessing he might be at work. Maybe not. Oh, I saw the interview that he did with his 2 grandsons. They interviewed him. That was cool. That was fun. And Sarah. And I think that's it. All the way to the beginning. Yeah.
I'm trying to send this to Rachel. Can I send it to you, Ron, and have you forward it to her through Messenger?
Yes.
Thank you. Because for some,
try.
there we go. She's got to see these kittens. These are the ones that we're looking at.
Oh, all right. Let's see. How do I forward in Messenger? More forward.
Or you think you can copy and paste it? Maybe. I appreciate it, Ron. I'm sorry about that. I just
Not at all.
I know that she wanted to see these. And I tell you what, I see these guys right here, and I tell you what, I want them all. I want all those.
She is not coming up in my Messenger, and you just sent her to me. Hang on, let me try that again. There might be another way. I sent her a friend request because you'd sent me all that information to send her a friend request. So I did that.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
think I'm already friends. Wait, is that? Yeah, I'm already friends with her.
All right. Hang on. Let me see if I can get this sorted here. Copy. We'll try this a different way. Oh, back to Jeff.
Okay, I think I got it now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right, good. Good. Because
Thank
I'm not.
you. Thank you. I got it from here. I'll just
Yeah, I'm not having any luck. So, yay. Good.
figure out how to do it finally. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to hijack you there, but
No, not a problem.
if I can find the. Hi, Rachel. I'm going to show you. I'm going to send you something. You got to see these. These are the ones that I want to get.
A bladder infection. No, bladder snail infection. There you go. That's funny. Yeah, a bladder infection is not funny by any stretch, but you know, still love it.
Yeah, you got to play that, Rach. They are just the most adorable.
Wow.
So,
Yes.
well, I tell you, been a whirlwind. You know, my thermal printer arrived today early. Also,
Yes. Yes.
they were both supposed to come tomorrow, and everything came today. I wasn't even prepared for it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I would have been made other arrangements. I mean, if the fish were coming in, I was like, I didn't even know. That's why I was late.
No, that's all right. Yeah. God, absolutely all right. Yeah.
He told me that everything else, and the same thing with the fish I sent to David, they all cooked.
Oh, really?
This time of year, we got to stop using.
How?
Huh?
How could they be all cooked?
I
Where
don't know.
did they go?
I guess it's getting too warm during the daytime. This heat pot is 72-hour. It was hot.
Yeah, the one Branton sent me was it was 106 degrees.
Yeah.
And the fish bags were 76. So, you know, what he did, and I haven't seen this before, it was clever. He cut a piece of styrofoam the width of the box and poked these little oval holes down the length of that piece of styrofoam and sandwiched that up against one end of the box and stuck in the heat pack there so the heat could get through, but it still insulated it some. And so the heat pack, like I said, 106, and the fish 76. So it was good. It was really good. And yeah, 9 little bouncing baby green dragon plecos. I'm really cool. In fact, and then I got the crispy spawning mops from Rachel, and I built that video, and it is a whopping 1 minute and 38 seconds. So I want to share that one if I can. You froze. There you are.
I think you can.
All right. Let me do that.
Of course you can. It's your Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know. There we go. It's my ugly mug first. Let's do that. And I can turn the sound on here because it's YouTube for YouTube. One of these days, I got to get a stick to put the camera on for when I'm doing this because it's on the end of my hand, which is on the end of my arm, and it wobbles a little bit. But today I'm going to do an opening. This is from Pelham's Aquatics auction. That was, what was it, Saturday the 16th? Huh. This one is from Boots Cats from Rachel. Let's see what it is. All righty, scissors are in order for this one. One of the plastic ready to post bags. I don't know if these from the post office, probably. All right.
Oh my God, how cute.
All right, let's see. Oh, three of the crispy moths. These are the crispy spawning moths. I like these. This is kind of cool. I think we decided on the auction the other night that they're a cellophane type that's woven into or spun into some sort of a thread. I like the look of these. There are 3 of them. Rachel, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I have those in every auction. Why not?
Yeah.
I like.
I mean, they're gonna.
So I will put her link in the description. And what I would suggest, if you're interested, reach out to her and support her cottage industry. All righty. Love y'all. Thanks for looking.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab
There's the link to the video.
There's a link to her channel right there.
Oh, good. All right. So we got both the link to that video. So you can check out the, mops, and then go straight to the source. So there.
3G says she had to drink 3 bottles of wine to.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, we won't tell.
Right.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. What's that?
Where's the fertilizer?
What's
The
fertilizer?
bag of granulated fertilizer. It's still in the back of the truck.
No, that's not. That's weed and feed.
Oh, where's the bag?
Kathleen,
Should be against the wall. Give me a minute. Let me go see if I can find something for Kathleen. I'll be right back, gang.
yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead. Hey, Greg, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. I just sent Boots some pictures of some cats that I want to get. Found a lady giving away a bag of corks. Oh, that's cool. You can go to waste. Wow. Very nice. Very, very cool. I think you should make those for every auction. Make a couple of them, different kinds. I mean, the more I get some of those more killifish coming in, I'm going to need more mops. So, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't ready for those pistos coming in today. I was like, and then I wasn't ready for that Fahaka puffer that he sent. So if you're watching, Jason, I'm going to get you. It's a little baby one. It's only small. It's a tiny one, but geez, that's a big commitment to do put on somebody. They get huge. Have a good day, everybody. Got to pick up my daughter from school and drop her off. Drop off some fish. All right, Jim's Fish. Thanks for coming in. Scotty says, so she gave up drinking. Now she has a lifetime supply of corks.
There you go. I'm back.
Right. Send him a common pleco.
Who?
Oh, to Jason, yeah. For
I've got a tank full of common plecos.
send one to Jason. Say, here you go, Jason. This is for the Fahaka.
There you go.
Hey, back.
I'd say eat the Fahakas, but I know if you eat the wrong part, they'll kill you.
Yeah, and it's only this big right now.
Saltwater, saltwater puffers, but yeah.
I did about 32 years ago.
What's that?
I quit drinking and.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going.
Hey, Nathan's here.
Hey, what's up, Nathan?
Whew.
Yes, you are, Nathan. Exactly right on time, my friend. You get here exactly when you're supposed to. Not a moment too soon. Not a moment too late. That's the way it is, my friends.
Hope everything's good, Nathan. We were talking yesterday. Hope everything's all right.
Hi, Cheryl. I missed Cheryl coming in. I saw her go by, but I think Kathy and Ryan had a duty.
You see, Greg's here too.
Greg, yeah, I just saw that. Hello, Greg. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, so anyway, like that. That was fun. Those of you that came along just now, Prodigal Aquarius came up and he decided he was going to interview me about fish keeping and how I got into it and all the other bits and pieces of it.
And I missed it all because I was trying to get these fish in the. I'll watch the replay of it. I'll watch it.
Yeah. Hashtag replay. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that works. Yeah. So I get some of that from time to time. You know, I'll notice that come up in the what do you call them? The
feed
in the comments. You know, hashtag replay. Yay!
Turns out we actually.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, it's a lot to think about because you know it's been so long ago that, you know, my first aquarium and then everything in between. And then, you know, I got a little bit of a history there too in between that, you know, so maybe not everything's as clear as it could have been. But you know, it is what it is. So I'm back into it. I'm having a ball with it. And I think I mentioned this before too. There's times I look at them and go, what the hell am I doing?
Right.
You know, it's like, man, this, you know, seriously? And I want to build racks with more tanks. Am I nuts? And I think, yeah, I'm nuts because I want to build racks with more tanks. So what the hell? Will I do it? Maybe. I got to keep my wife. I don't want to. I don't have a basement like some of you lucky people. Yeah.
I can't wait to build my new rack down here.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be so nice.
God, if I had a basement that big, Kathy goes, if you had a basement that big, you'd get half of it. The rest would be mine.
Well, she gave me, I got the whole basement now. I mean, she had a studio down here, but
Yeah.
she does everything upstairs now. So,
Well, we got that whole eBay thing going that I keep, you know, going on about. And yeah, I wish I had a basement too, Zini. I mean, you know, so at one part of it would be, you know, eBay stuff, you know, like a photography corner and racks of storage and yeah, shipping and receiving.
maybe, Ryan, you might have you said when you go to the hospital, ask how many drinks you had. So you have to count it fingers and toes.
Yeah, really.
So there might be a little bit of a.
Yeah. Jody's saying, Don, I owe you a recipe. Really? For what?
She's a baker. She does.
Oh,
yeah.
you know, two of Kathy's friends are as well. Both trained. You know, they both actually went to school and are trained. And one is working in the industry, and the other gave it up for Lent and works for some other company that she manages like crews of sales reps. So anyway, yep, still in your good. Yeah, Jody's in everybody's good books. How can she not be?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So anyway, there was, I still remember some of those old tanks. That 60-gallon long I was talking about, one iteration of it, I had one of those big peacock cichlids, real pretty colored. I came home one time, and this might have been when I got out of it. I came home one time, it was dead. And I had a roommate at the time, and I think the roommate had just getting ready to move out or something. And he had a friend over, and the house reeked of malathion.
Oh.
And this guy went out in my garden shed, grabbed a bottle of malathion and poured it in the tank. Killed fish.
Oh man.
Not a clue. Prior to all that, though, you know the buffalo heads that George has?
Yeah.
Aquaballs. I had those going. And they were very cool, and they are tunnelers. So one thing I learned with tunnelers, if you've got a sand or gravel substrate in there, you want to make sure, and big rocks, you want to make sure there's other stuff under the big rocks to keep them from squishing your fish. What's up, Melvin? And then, God, what else did I have in there?
Press the like button. Melvin's here.
Oh, I bought a pacu. Well, it was sold as a red belly pacu. And I think it was really a red belly piranha.
Oh.
And I had a friend come over one time, and I used to feed this thing goldfish, you know, and it would catch a goldfish and close its mouth, and the other half of the goldfish would just float away. A perfect semicircle cut. And I would feed it slices of zucchini. Same thing, perfect semicircle cut. The other half of the zucchini would fall away. You know, they're vegetarian. They eat that was the story I heard. That's why their teeth are so sharp, so they can bite through vegetation, fruits and stuff that fall into the water.
Speaking of pacu, though, I went at Petco the other day. They had a tank full of them, and they were calling them silver dollars, but they were pacu. They were the
interesting. Yeah. I think this was one that escaped the quarantine and was actually a red belly piranha, not a red belly pacu. So I don't remember what happened to it, if I gave it away or, you know, I wasn't you know.
You get like 3 feet long. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. Well, that they had that one big like silver and dark gray pacu at that fish store I was talking about in Garden Grove, the Tropical Fish House. And that thing had to be 35, 40 pounds. And that was easily 2 feet long. You know, it was really too big to turn around in the tank. And now that I think about it, they had a big turtle too called a Mata Mata turtle.
You have a great day, Jody.
Some big weird, gotta run by, Jody. Take care, enjoy your evening. Some big weird turtle called Mata Mata. I don't know, some Brazilian thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
They look like a big giant leaf.
Yeah. Yeah. So they had, you know, they had all kinds of stuff. I wish there was a tank like.
I need to change my
Yeah,
screen.
really. Yeah, fishing net. Yeah, yeah. Is that the same way you spell the band? P-H-I-S-H? But I know
Well,
fishing has,
fishing net like stockings.
well,
fishing
not
net.
spelled like that, you know, fishing net. Yeah, you know, fishing has kind of negative connotations in the, you know, in the industry, you know, in the tech stuff, because people are fishing for information. And that's the way that's spelled. But yeah.
Paul
I don't know
Cafaro.
who Paul Cafaro is, Melvin. What's that, Zini? The Mata
He has
Mata?
not a Fahaka, but a Paco. Paul Cafaro, I think his name is.
Oh,
That's what Melvin just put in.
oh, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
got it. Yeah, not a clue. Yeah, and you know, all that, the big stuff always fascinates me to look at. And that's about as far as, you know, my interest goes in it. I have no desire for any of the bigger things. You know, the Berkshires and
Yeah.
they're cool to look at, you know, and some of the eel-like things cool to look at.
Yeah. And other people's things. I just live vicariously through them.
Absolutely.
I had the big fish. I mean, I've had my time with those. I'm done with all that.
Right. And you know,
after you fish for like 20 or 30 years, you got to do something else.
I think, you know, two of the biggest fish I have are Bob and Carol, the albino crebensis, and Joe and Charlie, the angelfish. And that's as big as it gets now for me. And I'm good with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, Paul had a Mata Mata turtle. Okay, yeah. Yeah, big, strange creatures. Let's see if I can find one. Mata Mata turtle. Yeah, I don't, you know, I think turtles can take a finger. And I'm probably not careful enough to
Get a snapping turtle, definitely.
oh yeah, oh God, take a whole arm. take a foot. Yeah. Yeah. So this is, oh come on, here we go.
It'd be nice if they had like an aquatic. I mean, they have that Fly River, but if they had something small that's fully aquatic that you put in your fish tank, that'd be cool if they had something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I know there's people that like keeping that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. It's interesting looking, and there's no doubt about it.
I was even contemplating those little African dwarf frogs to put in some of my community tanks, just
Oh yeah,
just for interest.
yeah, and you know that's the first place was at the Tropical Fish House. The first place I had ever seen the South American poison arrow frogs, or they've got other names for them now. The dart frogs. They're black and red or black and yellow, and they're really vivid and really cool looking. You know, it's just
Hey, Roy.
hey, what's up, Roy?
What's
How you
up?
doing? It's been a while.
What's up?
Yeah, I just, you know, I don't know. You have to build a different kind of tank for them to keep them in the tank or in the what is it, a paludarium or something like that. And I just, you know, don't want to.
Land in water. They place for them to get out of the water. And
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen some really cool ones. What's his name? Serpa Designs. He's got those like cabinets, the paludarium type cabinets with stuff like that. And, they're really pretty. They're, and that's a whole nother avenue that,
that's a whole nother hobby right there.
yeah, right now I'm just not into. And more power to whoever is, because I love looking at that kind of stuff. I really do. Bought a green moor eel and a snowflake eel. Yeah, and those things bite. You stick your hand in there and not paying attention, drag you in and eat you, and you're done. What are you going to do? So,
Well, when you're young, I always wanted to have like a pet tiger or something growing up. I was like, but then you realize exactly what it is that you're asking about. Yeah, I don't think so now.
Yeah, you get eaten by like Siegfried and Roy did with their tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. So I've got enough problems with the cat we have. I've got scars to prove it. She is just.
Yeah. Oh, she loves you.
Oh yeah, blood everywhere. She loves me.
Oh, she bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a funny way of showing it sometimes, but they really do. They really do love it.
Yeah, terrestrial plants, Rachel, in the landscape. I used to teach that horticulture. I taught ornamental horticulture for 20 years at the community college level, and for a while I had some houseplants years ago. Now we have houseplants again, and they are absolutely cranking. And we water them with fish tank water. I do. Kathy waters them with stuff out of the Brita or right out of the tap. And the tap. So, it's Larry, Moe, and Curly. Yeah. No Moe? Yeah, Moe, Larry. All right. Oh, the wrong ones. No, that's Curly.
Yeah.
Or is that Popeye? That's
Popeye, yeah.
Hey, Moe, a tarantula. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, it's I like terrestrial plants a lot. And I have good luck with a certain group of aquatic plants, not the stems. I don't do well with stem plants. The grassy plants and the grassy allies, and the monocot type plants, not the dicot type plants. And
Can I say one thing to you, Ron?
Please.
I know you don't like these stem plants, but if
No.
you
I didn't say I don't like them. I just don't do well with them.
float them. I use mine as floaters, and they grow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah. Ludwigia repens.
Right.
Good.
I bought a betta from PetSmart, and they started treating them a little bit differently and keeping the water a little cleaner, and they put plants in the little cup with them. So the one I brought home had some floating or some stem plant in it. And she goes, well, we can take the plant out for you if you don't want. No, just leave it just so. And that's exactly what I did. It's floating on the top of the tank, with my peacock gudgeons.
Oh yeah, peacock gudgeons. You had to rub it. You had to bring that up, didn't you?
There we go. So when I bought those, I bought 5 of them, and 2 disappeared. And the other day I see 4. So wherever it disappeared to, it came back. It must have been on vacation or something, maybe, but it came back. Maybe it's hiding in that rock pile at the back of the tank. So maybe the other one's hiding back there too. Maybe I still have 5.
I bet you do.
Yeah, Don's saying he can't keep Java moss, and that in that 16-gallon kitchen tank, that water box tank I was talking about, Don, it grows, and it was doing really well. And then I started getting a lot of leaf perforation. Several people chimed in, said potassium deficiency. I started feeding that extra. Not a clue, if that's making a difference or not. Doesn't seem to. Oh, you're lucky you can't keep duckweed.
Oh,
I am duckweed free now, and I want to keep it that way. I hate that stuff. I mean, when it's somebody else's and it's covering the top of the tank and it's that shot looking up under it with all the little hair leaves down, it's really pretty. Yeah,
there it is.
It's really pretty, but I don't want it in my tanks. So now when I buy plants from anybody, I quarantine them, make sure they're duckweed free and snail free. And then I'll move them into other tanks. So, and I've got that one tank that I got some plants and there were snails in it. I treated once, got rid of the bladder snails, and it's been a while. I think I might have to treat again to get rid of the ram's horn snails that are in it.
Lance is in.
Yeah.
Hello, Lance. Good to see you.
So like that.
Stephen P. Hello.
Oh, hey, Stephen. Yeah, the nutrient deficient claims in low-tech tank is almost always false, yet rarely the cause. Yeah. So I'm not sure what the deal with the Java. Oh, did you say Java moss earlier or Java fern, Don?
I got both that's growing like
Java
crazy.
moss, yeah. I've got this wad of Java moss finally, but it's full of that nasty green hair algae too. Yeah, 20. You know, the turf fertilizer that most landscape gardeners use, and I use that phrase loosely. Mow and blow gardeners is one of the brands is Best. That's the brand, BEST, and I think it's Best's Turf Supreme. It's 2100. It's all nitrogen, and that's like right in there. That's way too much nitrogen. The fertilizer I use in the landscape is 624-24. Figured nobody needs that much nitrogen for anything. You know, it's just you just don't. Yeah, you know what?
Good idea, Greg.
I saw an old video from Mexicali where he took out a bunch of duckweed. Did he? Yeah, he put it in a NutriBullet. And I don't remember what he did with that after that. He dried it out or something, maybe. I think, yeah, he spread it out, let it dry, or even put it in the oven at low heat.
Or a smoothie.
Oh, you know what Mexicali did? Yeah, there you go. He put gelatin in with it, a little bit of gelatin in with it, and made kind of like a Repashy kind of thing, as I recall. And I think when it hit the water, it sort of disintegrated really quick. So this is an old video. I don't know if he ever went back and worked on it anymore, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great nutrient for. And who was that? Ed Moat talking, or Moats, right? M-O-T-S or M-O-A-T-S. Talking about how, you know, a lot of times we feed way too much protein to a lot of fish. So that's a great way to chop it up and, you know, and use it that way. I think you're onto it there, Greg, really. I have Christmas moss that I got from a guy in Texas. I can't remember his name. He's in Garland, Texas. It was right around the corner from where our daughter and grandkids lived. They were in Garland. And I bought that from him. And I like it. It's still around a couple years later now. I'm not sure if it came in with that nasty green hair algae, because I've got that in the same tank. Slowly getting rid of it. And when I pull out pieces of the Christmas moss, I'll drop it in other tanks, and it's algae, or it doesn't have that algae on it. Drop it in other tanks, and it's starting to move in other tanks now. I really like it. I like that a lot. And I really like, and Glenn's not here, GB Shrimp, so I can say it. I really like Swasatang too.
Oh yeah, they don't like it over there for some reason.
Look,
They hate it over there.
huh?
He hates it.
Well, and he explained why, because he had such a problem with it. Like, you know, it's the way guppy grass took over some of my tanks, and I was throwing it away by the handful. And I thought, what am I doing? Sell the stuff.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm thinking, Glenn, what are you doing? Sell the stuff. You know,
Water tank's expensive when it came on.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it was pricey.
Yeah, I got one of those little 2-ounce salsa cups that you get at the restaurant, or, you know, they put ketchup in it for you for to-go orders, whatever. And I got that with Swasatang. It wasn't terribly expensive, but I thought, oh God, you know, and it was packed tight. It was really packed. So I opened it up, pulled it apart, and it was a bunch of smaller pieces. So I dropped it in different tanks, you know, just in case, all in one, you know, versus several. It's better odds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doing well. So it's spreading out. It's doing well. I like it. I'm going to see if I can find the guy I bought the. Marcus.
The girl, the
Marcus.
lobster tank here.
Yeah, Marcus fish tanks, Rachel. Let me see if he's got a link. Marcus Fish Tanks. Yep, Marcus Fish Tanks. And this is where I got, what did I say? Christmas moss.
Yep.
And he should know that I am sharing his link. I don't really care. You know what? There you go. Curtis has it. Go to Curtis. Yeah, ask Curtis first. Yeah. He's got loads of Christmas moss. It's pretty stuff. It's a really pretty moss.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just pretty, it also has a purpose. It keeps the shrimp happy and safe.
Yeah, yeah.
A little fry go in it.
Yep, yep. It's great, both great ornamental and practical value. Yeah.
Good first food for the fry. They got little organisms all over it. They can pick at it.
Right. Well, you mean like outdoors where you live, Rachel? Some of those mosses will slowly transfer to aquatic, I think. Start keeping them maybe like as, what do you call it, immersed, and then slowly transfer them into aquatic. So I'm guessing that's what you mean by go find some outside. What all fishes beware, Medusa is in your aquarium. I'm going to get a shirt made with that saying. Okay, I don't have a clue what you're talking about there, Mono.
Hydra.
Oh, Hydra?
Is that what you're talking about, Nathan?
Hydra, cut one head off, two grow back. I used to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, Hydra.
Yep, the whole Marvel thing. I know who Hydra is. Those
Me
evil.
too. I didn't know
Yeah.
you liked Marvel. I've seen them all. I haven't seen the new one, though. There's the new Captain America one that came out. I haven't seen that one yet.
No, I haven't either. Yeah, I've gotten a little, I don't know. They're all right. It just depends. I like the, oh God, Jeremy Renner. What was that Christmas series he did with
Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop? Hawkeye. Yeah, and Kate Bishop. That was that was fun.
Mhm.
And what's her name? Oh God, jeez.
Scarlett Johansson? No.
No, is it Frances? Something that played the Russian.
Oh, it's
Russian-
her sister. Her sister,
Huh?
the Russian girl.
Yeah, yeah, Black Widow's sister.
Yeah.
But she was in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's good. She's funny.
yeah, she was just funny. She was just funny. And then, what was that? The one, was it called Black Widow? No.
What
The
happened?
one- The one with Scarlett Johansson where she meets her father, the red Russian or whatever, the red.
Yeah, that was a Black
And what's her
Widow.
Yeah, what's her name was in it? Florence Pugh.
Yeah, he went home to. She went home to visit with.
Yeah.
Them. Yeah.
And you get a little bit of backstory. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
good.
those were fun. They were fun. And we watched the first of the second season, the first new Andor last night, and decided we need to backtrack and go watch the first season first. Just kind of refresh. I think there's 8 episodes, so we'll watch those and then start the second season over. And those are pretty good. And then that came up, I think, on the stream yesterday, on your stream yesterday. Somebody brought that up, and I asked, and they said the final Andor. And so I asked, final? And yeah, final. So that goes season 1, season 2, and then into the movie Rogue One. And Rogue One goes into Star Wars 4, A New Hope. So they're tying it all together. I just hope they don't go too woke, because I have a problem with that. I mean, they had good content until they started doing that,
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents. It's
Well,
like,
Captain Marvel. They had, a lot
Star
of,
Wars, huh?
they had a lot of problems with Captain Marvel. I mean, I guess she had some trouble with the producers and whatnot. And
Yeah.
it was all,
Yeah, and does Swiffle have a bunch of guppy grass, Nathan? If not, I do. Yeah. So,
Yeah, mine's are growing too. I'm getting to the point now where I can start distributing it to some other tanks.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
I want to get them every single tank. I want to fill them up.
What? Yeah, I did, but it moved it to different tanks, and it didn't like it. Really? Well, yeah, huh? No, I've been lucky with the Christmas moss that it's been holding its own, and I'm really grateful for that. Because it's slow. It's not a fast moving plant, not a fast growing plant.
I'm thinking this Christmas moss back there. I thought it was Java moss, but I might have got some other type because it sticks up. The little thing come up.
Right. John, I don't know exactly what you mean by screen used props. I'm not sure exactly what that means. It's stuff that was actually used in movies, those kind of props. If that's the question, no. I don't have a lot of collectibles. I do have some. The Disney Pixar Cars, those movies, the animated features. I probably got 70 of the cars. Medusa. Yeah, with the snap. Yeah, I know that. No. I've watched God, what was it? No, God, I can't think of the ones. The Clash of the Titans, she came up there. What was the Percy Jackson? She comes up there. So I know who Medusa is. Yeah, things used in movies. No, no. Yeah. But I've got just a shit ton of those cars. They're die cast metal. The from the Cars movies, the Disney Pixar Cars movies. Yeah, I've got probably like 70 of them.
Have you sold any of those on eBay?
No. I was talking about it the other night with Kathy. We've also probably got 30, maybe 30-ish Disney popcorn buckets that we've been collecting. They're all themed. They're not just Clash of the Titans and the reboot. Yeah. They're not just the roundish ones with the ears, but last Easter there was looked like a little Easter basket with Chip and Dale sticking out of the top. There was God, there's one I regret not getting. It was Halloween, and it was the mayor's car from Nightmare Before Christmas. It was the mayor's kind of coffin car, and they had them, and I didn't grab them. And I learned that. Kathy and I both learned that. You see something you want at Disneyland, grab it because it's gone. As soon as you turn around, it's gone. You see it, just grab it. Don't worry about it. Just grab it. 100-gallon tubs and absolutely chock. Yeah, really. I had some in my 100-gallon tub last fall, and it kind of turned to the color wasn't the same. It was brown instead of the bright green. All the stuff that I sell is in my 20-gallon tanks in the garage. And then it just mostly melted out over the winter. I saw a piece stuck in all that soft green algae I've got in the tub. So hopefully, that green algae seems to be on the decline. Those big plecosauruses seem like they've really been doing a job on it. They prune it off the sides where they feed, so big wads of it float to the surface, and then I just kind of scrape those off and throw them in the landscape.
Go around. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Rachel, you're talking about guppy grass, volleyball size guppy grass each month. I'm hoping that's what it is. If you're doing that, put it on eBay. Get your mops on eBay. If you need help setting up eBay, getting it going, reach out. I can help you with that. I'll be happy to. Because it's not that tough. And, for me, it was just a little bit of extra income. And now it's kind of turned into a little side hustle. And I get a couple $100 a month out of the deal. And not just, the aquarium plants. That's really the lion's share of it for me is guppy grass, really. But there's, now with all the thrifting stuff too, that's kind of, paying off too. So, and I keep watching a couple guys on the tube talking about how their eBay business kind of grew into, family vacations once a year. And, then their eBay business grew into a couple family vacations a couple times a year. And then their eBay business grew into, I can quit my job. And I did that anyway. I did that way before my eBay business. I retired from teaching. And now the eBay business is, giving me extra gas money, fish food money to go play. And it's growing. So, and we're having a ball with it too. My wife started doing it. We're having a ball with it. But boots, yeah, it's great. A pond are probably a foot deep. And those 100-gallon tubs that, and it's packed to the gills thick. Yeah, that stuff, that guppy grass gets so thick across the top, it works its way down in my aquariums, starts dropping roots that actually root themselves down into the substrate. Yeah, guppy grass. And I've sold a couple non-fish things on eBay. Good. But they started charging me a fee. Yeah, they're going to charge you a fee. Oh, no. They shouldn't charge you any fee until you sell something. So you get charged, it's about 13.5% right off the top. They take it right off the top. And it's, I think it's worth it because it's a platform for me to sell stuff. And there's no other monthly fees or weekly fees or yearly fees. It's just sale by sale. So maybe you set your channel up as a business. If that's the case, don't do that. Just do a personal eBay. And that's all mine is, a personal platform. I'm not big enough to be a business yet. And you can post, God, what, 250 things a month, something like that. I've never get that close yet. It'll be a while before I do that. Yeah, eBay or guppy grass really is versatile. But they charge about 13. It's about 13.5%. It varies from clothing to plants to media like books or like newspaper articles or CDs, DVDs, VHS stuff. It all varies. Yeah, and you can plant it like a stem. That's right. And then if you can figure out which end is up, grab a clump of the ends or just one and stick it in the substrate. Off it goes. Or like I said, it'll root all by itself. But yeah, you can, eBay started out not as a side, well, kind of as a side hustle for me. I bought a bunch of Legos one year. No, I don't think they will here, Don. I don't think they will. Honestly, I think it's a good gig for them. They're making money. And so I would hold on to the Legos for 3 or 4 years, the Christmas ones, the holiday ones. After they'd be retired, I'd put them back up and I'd be able to just about double my money, less fees. So it was pretty good. And then I was watching a video today, a guy that does YouTube, YouTuber that's an eBay flipper, a thrifter flipper. And he was talking about, eBay charges fees on everything. And then somebody brought up taxes. And then he goes, well, like if I had to go through all the paperwork and all that to be the tax collector, he goes, it's really worth eBay just doing that end of the business for me too. So I agree. Let's see. I thought it was set up as an individual, but they switched me. Well, unswitch it. Yeah. I've only sold like 4 $2 items. Yeah. Just unswitch it. Go back. I can show you how to set up shipping so you can, so you're not doing auctions because auctions you can sell some, eBay wants you to set them up for 99 cents. Well, all you do is get one bid. It's sold for 99 cents. You've lost money on it plus shipping. If it's free shipping, you're in the hole. So there's ways around that. I can point you towards a lot of good YouTubers, that can get you through this too, but I will gladly help you if I can. And there's money to be made there. There's a lot of money to be made there. So yeah, Rar, I think you're here. I think you're here too, Shirley. I see you.
I got you your Fahaka puffer, Shirley. She wants it.
So if it was Yiddish, it would be a fakakta puffer.
Yeah. Yeah, I just know there's no Fahaka and way I'm keeping it.
Yeah, the tariffs don't mean shit. Yeah. I really don't think they mean shit. And I think that's just a way to drive the stock market down. And what he's going to do is refinance the debt that we are trillions of dollars into.
I'm missing the narrative here. What are you talking about?
Ryan's talking about everybody looking for $1. Yeah, because we got to eat. So yeah, I'm looking for $1 anywhere I can find it. Got to eat, got to pay taxes, got to put gas in the car, got to buy fish food, all that shit. So yeah, looking for $1. And I think the tariffs are just, anyway.
Yep.
They don't affect me. I'm not out to buy a foreign car right now. I'm not out to buy a bunch of foreign crap. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me.
That's true.
All the food that we buy is, from the United States. Some of it comes from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We try not to. We try and buy local every time we can.
Most of the avocados we get.
Yeah. I work. Yeah, exactly, Gil. I work to support my fish too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Hey, you mate.
How you doing, bud? It's good to see you. I would say it's good to see your face here, but I'm looking at your avatar, and that's going to be close enough. And it's always a pleasure.
Are you driving right now, Gil? Are you driving your truck, or are you home?
It's Thursday. I think it's his day off, isn't it? Or it's Friday. I mean.
Oh, is your day off?
Yeah, so day off, I'm hoping.
Let us know. Are you working or are you off today?
Yep. Yep.
Same here, Boots. Yep, exactly the same here.
Yeah.
I can't leave the house, so
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
Coral works. Hey, Coral.
Oh, what's up, Coral?
He's
garage rollers. I like that. I really like that. That's very cool. Can I borrow that? Do you mind?
You should have Gil pop up here with us.
If you'd like.
Are you up to that, Gil? That'd be great to. I haven't heard of you for such a long time.
I used to live my life that way. I've been stoned in almost 30 years. So yeah.
I haven't seen Coral in forever.
Yeah, Coro's been needing a wrench for a long time, and I just gave him one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's, we're coming up at the bottom of the hour. And I think, when we hit that bottom of the hour, we'll probably call it quits because
okay.
That's a 2-hour slot, and I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Oh, you're not overstaying your welcome.
I know, figure of speech, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I just maybe another Friday. Oh, okay, Gil. All right.
Yeah, cool.
I just invited him. Now we're going to leave. I'm like, oh, I should have done that.
Well, if he'd have popped in, then we'd have stuck around a little longer. But yeah. And how I tell you that StreamYard keeps saying, "Oh, you're running out of hours." So I went and looked how many hours I'm running out of. Still got 12 hours to go. So they're pushing hard to sell that.
They're trying to scare you to upgrade.
Yes, they are. Bless their hearts. And there's a link in the whatever. Get a $10 discount. Now, doesn't Christine and Maureen have the Prime account for StreamYard? Because they've got the fancy background and I just I'm too cheap. And now maybe someday when I get fully monetized, I can afford that. But right now, not so much because I'm working to feed my fish. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay here, Shirley.
We're back. Don't leave. We're yeah. So
we got some time yet.
Yeah.
I've got nowhere to be tomorrow. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever see the Captain America? I can do this all day. Come on, let's go. We're just getting started here.
Yeah, I know my wife's got. Well, I don't. What's it called? The honeydew list.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. Things to do. Not so much places to go, people to see that I know of, but things to do, and it's getting near that time to go spend some time with my loving wife.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Much as I love all you people, no disrespect or intended, but I love my wife more.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah. Stamina is where it's at. Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's right. Staying power.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, these things, I feel like sometimes after some streams, feel like I got rode hard and put away wet, they just take something out of me sometimes. I'm not as young as some of you people out there. Cora, they don't have nearly as much profit potential per plant, but by volume are cheaper to make. To feed makes more physical. Okay. Well, I got a mosquito. Oh, yay.
I got ladybugs in here, the little lady beetles in here in the fish room.
Get this damn thing and it won't die. I keep missing it by that much. Yeah.
Little ladybirds in here, like
That's weird.
Yeah, they're in here.
Yeah.
I'm crawling across the rim of the tank up here, maybe just trying to get a drink or something. I don't know.
Whoa, kiddos turning double digits, huh? Go, Rachel. Yay.
What happened?
Oh, Rachel's got to go pick up party supplies soon because her kiddos turning double digits next week.
Oh, wow. 9 to 10.
I think that's wonderful. Yeah. So 9 to 10, if I'm reading that right.
Speaking of which, when Don was asking you about when you got your tanks, that's when I hit 10 years old, right on the dot when I got my first tank.
Yeah.
10-gallon tank, 10 years.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. 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 We've got solar on our roof, Ryan, and when we bought the house, we just had them put solar on it right away, and huge difference. Living here in the desert, people get $1,000 electric bills a month, $600-800 for a month during the summer months because the AC's running nonstop because it's 115, 120 degrees outside. Mm-hmm. That solar makes a huge difference. Cuts our bill in half at least.
That's good.
Yeah, and we just put it into the cost of the house when we bought it. So we own it. We're not leasing it. And if and when we sell, the solar goes with it, and the new owners, it's theirs. We bought a place in Palm Springs, it's about a half an hour west of here, in 2019, I think, and we did a fix and flip on it, and it had Sunrun solar on it and was leased. So to get into a house with leased solar, you actually have to buy. I don't know how many watts. You actually have to buy. Or you don't know, I take that back. You actually have to qualify for the lease. I don't know what they do. They shut it off. They come and get it. I don't come and take the boxes off the side of the house. I don't know what they do. But yeah, I'm not sure how many watts. I used to have an app on the phone.
Ryan's app, you're absolutely right, Ryan. People start to realize the cost of the food and the electricity bill, and then they debate the price of the fish. You're right. It costs a lot.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And then, I even the gas to take them to deliver them to have them shipped even.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, it's not an inexpensive hobby. I mean, if you buy a 10-gallon fish tank and some guppies, well, yeah, you can have guppies for the rest of your life. Yeah, we have. I guess they're a ceramic or a cementatious composite, Lance. Yeah, and shade trees. They would get in the way of the solar. We don't.
Organic roofs or shingle. Oh, you already seen that question from Lance?
Yeah, ceramic. Yeah, they're a cementatious mix or a cementatious composite. So something made out of cement, They're not the clay. God, I don't even remember what the app's called. I don't use it. Kathy does once in a while. It monitors, how much the solar's making on a day by day.
Right.
And any time of day based on. And so, we get them cleaned about quarterly. Yeah, that's one thing. Don, you were asking about why I got out of it. And I'm looking at that, and that's kind of ringing bells now. That may have been one of the reasons I got out of it, because the tanks, the pumps, the heaters, and I didn't have 2 dime bags to rub together at the time. So, I think that might have been why I'd gotten out of it. Priorities and all the wrong priorities.
I'm almost there. I've got over 30 now set up, a few empty. Wow.
Yeah,
I have 4 tanks upstairs, Shirley. I got down here and get them set up.
And now the I've got that big pump, so I'll be able to run one pump instead of littler pumps, lots of littler
You're gonna
pumps.
love that, Ron. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and I've got I'm using, they're not the best for plants, and maybe that's, attributes to my lack of success with stem plants. The 36-inch LED shop lights from Home Despot.
I need to get those.
They're a lot less expensive to run.
I need them.
I've got some tanks that I've got these NICRU lights. This one, that's got, a 24-inch NICRU. Geez, I don't know where my.
Yeah, I need to get some of those. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. The 4 foot. I like the 4 foot or even the 8 foot that you can connect together. It can just
Right.
run all the way across because 8 feet. I mean, it'll cover all the tanks on this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh crap. Yeah, I just found. I think it's the right app, but it's it wants me to sign in, and I'll be damned if I remember what that is. I know the app just changed and they want to charge monthly for it. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. So I don't want to do that.
Metal roof. Yikes.
Yeah, is it a stand? Who's got that? Oh, yeah, like a standing seam.
Doing that when they do their renovations.
Yeah, a standing seam metal roof. Yeah, anywhere but here in the desert, that's like 100-year roof.
Ah.
I'm not sure that's not what those shop lights are. That I don't know if they're 6500K or not.
I'll keep that in mind when I get mine though. 65 Kelvin, 6500 Kelvin.
I'm guessing what that is. They weren't terribly expensive. I think they were about $14, $15 a piece.
Wow, that is
The
reasonable.
36-inch, yeah. Yeah, I don't, let me see if I can find that, because now that's got me thinking about the how many watts the solar system is. The solar system? I don't think that's what I meant, but you know what I mean.
The solar power generator.
The solar panel system.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see if I got a password and an email address for it.
Especially where you're at with all that sunshine. My goodness.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. And it's just a matter of keeping them clean, because we get so much windblown dust that's the big deal is keeping them clean.
And I bet they last a lot longer too, Nathan, the metal roof.
Yeah, and it's, if they're anchored properly to the structure, they're probably a little more hurricane resistant as well.
Oh, I don't think he minds that.
All right, Tank Tech Triple T.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. It's a great question.
Oh, 65K is daylight. The lower the K.
If I'm a little OCD, well, now you know.
I think I would like to get the daylight as well. Then Gil says 65K is daylight.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't really care for the yellowy color.
I don't either.
In fact, I just need all my tanks a little bit brighter.
We have ceiling, the can lights in the ceiling in the house, and we went with all the ones that were more blue,
Yeah.
not the yellow light.
Right. That's what I have in my kitchen too.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
And the white walls are, there's a place called Vista Paint that I've been using for years, and they had a paint. Went look through the chips. It's called Kinda Blue, and there's a blue in the white instead of a red. Like an off-white. I don't really like those. The warmer whites. I like the colder white.
Right.
And Kind of Blue is one of my favorite, LPs.
Light in the desert. Never
Miles
seen it.
Davis,
You see what Brian wrote? He says, "Light in the desert." Never seen it.
Yep. Come on out.
Yeah, like a mental institution. Make you
Maybe,
feel.
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I think,
It's a joke. Yeah. Probably where I'm going to end up here in a couple days.
I'll see if this password works.
It's not password, is it?
No, to get into this. Oh yeah, it knows me. Well, it's my wife's.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's see. Our home usage is right now it's 10 point something kilowatts. Where's our profile? System size is 12.96 kilowatts. How's that?
Hello.
Oh, hey, Christine.
Hey, Jeff Kane.
And Jeff Kane. How are you?
My vinegar eels arrived. The bag was very warm. Hope they're okay.
Oh, and they came from Cheryl? No, Shirley. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Shirley from Shirley to Rachel.
Yeah, good. And that's not a really long distance, I'm thinking. Shirley, Rachel, one of you, was there a heat pad in there? Yeah, actually the aircon is on now. Yeah, and my door's open. Yeah. And the mini split's on, and it's probably on the other end of the house. Yeah. Let's see. Outside right now, it is 85. So yeah, it's probably on. I should shut the door while the AC's running. Hang on. There we go.
They can withstand higher temperatures, but probably want to keep more like a room temperature. Eh?
Yeah.
Resilient as heck, and they only die if you forget about them for like a year. Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm going to reach out to you, Shirley. I think I want to get some too and give it a shot. And I remember asking you, I think when you came up in the auction about using the Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and you said you were just using the cheap stuff. And well, Kathy's got 3 of the quart bottles of Bragg's because she was drinking that with, in the morning. It's supposed to be good for you. She quit. So there's all this leftover vinegar that I can use until I have to go buy the cheap stuff.
Does it have to be the apple cider vinegar?
I think that's what Shirley was saying. And I think she was also saying you put it like a piece of apple in the bottom of it. They feed on that. Yeah. Yep. I do a mix of Bragg's and the cheap stuff, and also a part of fresh distilled dechlor. Well, we've got that too. So distilled automatically is dechlor. Yeah. I mean, you buy a jug of distilled water at the grocery. There's no chlorine in it. I think by definition, all the chlorine's been distilled out, I would hope. Cool. I got a video on how. Yeah, I know you said that, and I've got it on my list, my to watch list.
25 degrees at 5:33. But I'm stuck inside talking to you.
Well, we appreciate you being stuck. Yeah.
Right.
I don't dechlorinate my tap water when I do mine. All right. Yeah. Because, I guess I don't dechlorinate the tap water when I do my baby brine shrimp hatching because apparently it just doesn't matter. Although sometimes I use tank water.
Isn't it like after 24 hours, the tap water gas is off? You don't have it goes
the
out.
Chlorine, yes, the chlorine does, but my understanding is the chloramines do not.
Oh,
so they need to be broken down somehow. Now we've got a Brita, and we run the tap into the Brita, and that's what I use on the Keurig. What was I? Yeah. So I searched, does Brita remove the chloramines. And according to, the AI bot and Google, it does not. But I still dump that right into my 16-gallon cube because that's one of those tanks that, not 16-gallon, my 12-inch cube. That's one of those tanks that evaporates really quickly. So I just top it off with the Brita. Shirley, this is called spring vinegar eels. There we go. Oh, what? Just pause. There we go. All right. Thank you. Thanks. I've got that queued up for later. Hey, Craig.
Hey, how you doing, mate? We got
How you doing?
Craig and Gil from Australia here.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to Australia. I'm telling you. I say
Yeah,
this
Walmart.
every stream. I say the same thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Nathan's saying uses Walmart apple cider vinegar and don't dilute it at all. Just 1 cup apple and let it sit in the gallon jug, then pull from it for the feeding bottle. Then use tank water above the sponge. Okay, yeah, all right. Most of that's Greek to me, and I think after I watch Shirley's video, that'll help, and it'll be maybe more Italian. Does that make sense? It's not Greek, but Italian. All right. Okay, never mind. I don't like we add sulfur compounds to things to kill yeast. And I don't either. I don't like, but I mean, there's all kinds of nasty shit in the water too. So, and that's what vinegar eels eat. So why add dechlorinator if you don't have to? All right, perfect. Apples in the bottom. Yep. Once all the eels are gone from the feeding bottle, I pour the vinegar back into the gallon jug and then start another feeding bottle over again, I'm guessing. Yeah, this will be interesting. This will be interesting. And I still want to do the blackworms, the blackworm culture. I was told, don't promise this, okay, in quotes, but if you put your hand in,
the chlorine will dissolve itself. Oh, wow.
Yeah, interesting. I've never heard that. But I know chlorine itself will gas off. And especially if if you got like a water, what do they call them in the UK? A water bat? If you got any kind of like a container of water and air in circulation, that encourages the chlorine to gas off quickly. I was going more for a friend. Bon. That's my French. En français. So there. What do you think of that, Nathan? So, like that. Well, I guess we might be stuck here until the top of the hour now, Jeff, because we've missed the bottom of the hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, Shirley was asking. She said, don't leave. I just got here. So, we tried it. We aim to please. Black worms are harder to maintain than most other cultures, but if you have a sump system, I do not, or a large system with very stable parameters, but a satellite tank off it for blackworms is effective. Now, I don't know how they're doing. I haven't talked to Dave at Elfish Tanks in a while, but he's got blackworms in one of the
driven breeder boxes.
Yeah, breeder box, like a Zeiss, whatever, or the
Fluval.
Fluval. Yeah, I've got a Fluval one. I got a sponge.
Got them Fluval.
Yeah. Wait, Shirley, a sponge filter and what?
Yeah, that's how I'm going to do my blackworms. A small sponge filter.
Yeah.
Yep. And just a few pieces of like gravel, not much. I mean, you can still see the bottom of the tank, but.
Well, I've got that, and I keep talking about it, and I haven't done anything about it yet. That Target tub, it's 41 quarts, so it's about 10 gallons. Your blackworm tank, all right, and that makes sense too. Yeah, and so it is maybe 8 inches deep, and so I was gonna. And right now it's covered with the Salvinia minima.
Sand mix is what Craig did. Yep.
All right. And who was it? Steve and I was at Branton. I was talking about, you know, the plants on top. Is that a problem? And he doesn't seem to think so. So I'm going to put I remember he said no. So I'm going to put blackworms in the bottom of that tub. It's one of those tubs that you would, you know, put a lid on it, throw it under the bed with sweaters or something for the season, you know, that kind of thing. It's an under the bed storage tub. Well, you can do whatever you want, but they're skinny.
Yep.
I know that much Russian too.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about them, that you keep them just like you keep fish. I mean, they'll go in the substrate, they'll pop their head out, they'll get bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a perpetual food source.
Don't use aquarium gravel. Use larger stones. Yeah, I guess trying to harvest with Craig, I was going to ask, how do you harvest the blackworms with a sand gravel mix? And there's another one I wanted to go back to, and it's a Keeping Fish Simple one where he toured, I think the woman's name is Eliza, and she raises blackworms. So I wanted to, you know, kind of watch that one again. It's been a year since I saw it. Scoop Drop. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Just a net. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Very cool. So I'm looking forward to this. So there's, you know, because floating plants, there's always a lot of fallout at the bottom of the tank. So the worms will be living in that. And I don't think that'll hurt anything. I'll have some sort of flow. I was thinking about getting a couple of the long air stones, you know, and put one at each end of that tub and to keep the air, you know, the water moving. And I'm trying to, you know, I'm selling the Salvinia minima in like, got 2-ounce bags of this stuff. I mean, a handful, you know. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, she's got a big fish room. She breeds fish, and she's got an online presence in Australia. Yeah, don't hurt scooping rocks and sand with them. I just dropped that into. Okay, yeah, no worries. Text to translator, just mind yeah. Okay. Me a bit it's fast. No, nobody's deleting you here, Ryan. Anyway, yeah, I think that would be another fun project. Both the, you know, kind of trying my own, you know, fish food, live food, and she does that. That woman Eliza does a couple other live things too. I was trying white worms, but they stank up the garage because they're the ones that live on top of a piece of bread or whatever on top of oats, and they just stunk up the place. So we put them outside. 100 degrees later, they dried up. They were done. Threw them away. Yeah, she does have an amazing fish room, and that's always a good tour when Nick tours that place. How are you supposed to get them out of the substrate in the net? I guess you could just, I mean, if you used like a shrimp net, surely they're not going to go through a shrimp net because that's a really, really fine mesh. You could net them out and then dump them into what, a measuring cup or something like that. I could see harvesting
Blackworm still?
Yeah, thanks. No. What?
Are you talking about the blackworm still?
Yes.
Get a big turkey baster.
Yeah. But, you know, yeah, I could see that working as well. You know, the net works too. If you have a Glenn, GB Shrimp, you know, suggested, I did a video and I had a little round, one of those little round shrimp nets. He said, I've got a big square one. And so I bought a big square one. And so the square one, flat bottom, would go right across the bottom of that tub and pull out a whole bunch of, you know, the worms. Small glass dish and put a wafer on them. They crawl right up. Yeah. So you can trap them.
The Greg Jones video on it. He showed how he does his.
You know, I haven't watched that. I remember, I think Curtis put the link.
Check that out. It's so, when you watch it, you're going to say to yourself, wow, that's going to be easy because he has like 4 sponge filters, one on each corner. And if he has like a dead fish, he'll throw it in there and the black worms just devour it in a couple days.
And he's doing it in an aquarium.
No, he's doing it. He has like he's got like a one of those big meat trays that's about this deep.
Oh, right. Okay.
And he's got the smaller sponge filters in there. So it's got, the beneficial bacteria, just like keeping fish.
Right.
And then he'll throw like a algae wafer in there or some, sinking pellets or something.
Right. No, surely the turkey baster, larger rocks makes perfect sense.
Hey, there's Ruben. Hello, Ruben.
Hey, what's up, Ruben? Yeah, the using the baster makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Shirley, did you get your guppy grass yet?
What, did she buy some guppy grass?
Somebody bought it for her.
Oh, nice.
She was gifted some guppy grass. I think that's very cool.
Did you get it, Shirley, the guppy grass?
Yeah.
That is very nice. Well, she's getting a Fahaka puffer from me.
Cool.
She's getting that. That's hers.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a cute little thing, but I just don't. That's a long-term. Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, ideally, all fish are long-term.
Well, yeah, but when you're breeding them and selling them, you got
yeah.
coming and going all the time.
Yeah. If I ever thought I'd do puffers, it would be the pea puffers.
Yeah.
That's the only ones I'd ever consider. Planted tank and pea puffers.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one MD Fish Tanks had. Planted tank and pea puffers.
Oh, not yet. How long ago was that?
What's that?
She says not yet for the guppy grass. How long ago was it sent?
When did I ship? Monday. Let me look. Let me see because I think I sent you a tracking number. Let me look. I've got it handy.
I was really glad that my stuff showed up a day early. My thermal printer, I got that today. It wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. And you got your labels now too, yes?
I got those the day before that even. I got those Tuesday when we did our Tuesday stream.
Yes.
I got the labels. I got the thermal printer now, so I'm all set. I just got to get hooked up with Pirate Ship or Chippo.
Now you just got to sell some stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing. It says Friday. The USPS says Friday. It says they're in Seattle.
Oh, it's close to you. Anyway.
Yeah, right down the street. Or up the street, actually. So, yeah.
When you realize that not all fish last forever, it becomes a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I hate losing fish, too. We've talked about that. I harp on that. Hate losing fish, but it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep. It's part of the circle of life, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's see if the other one's gone anywhere.
She's doing the happy dance now.
Who's that?
Shirley.
Yay.
She just typed it in the chat.
Happy
Getting
dance.
cool, doing the happy dance.
Yep. Oh, and the other half of that order is going to arrive tomorrow as well. The person that gifted.
Oh, nice.
That was very generous. I think there's some wonderful people that come through our
Definitely.
streams and your auction. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really nice. Yeah.
The best people are, in this chat and who hang out in the Fish Fam. I tell you what.
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Jesse?
Yeah, they are.
How you doing?
Yeah, I drink that coffee, boy. Yeah, I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it, son.
Mine's empty.
Right here. I just got a fresh cup.
Yeah,
How
mine's
you
empty.
doing, Jesse? Good to see you. I found one of my rams dead. Oh no.
But your angel spawn. Yeah. I seem to remember maybe I had rams a long time ago and they didn't do well. And now I'm learning a little more. They seem like they need softer water. I can't provide that short of going RO. And that's one of the things. I don't really have the desire to start going RO in tanks. So there's probably a lot of stuff I'm going to be, I'm doing fantastic, Jesse. How about you?
Living the dream.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of stuff I won't be able to do because I don't have RO. And maybe someday we'll see. Never say never. That's
I'm
one of those.
getting one.
Kind of what we were talking about with, when Don was here, doing that interview with me. absolutes. There are people that, I used to teach my students that. I go, and this is one of the absolutes that I would harp on them. Never live in absolutes. That's the only thing. That's the only absolute that you can really count on. Don't live that way.
I think it's almost imperative if you want to breed, like you wanted to breed the tetras and whatnot, you got to have a softer water, I think.
Yep. And
So if you work with that, I mean, you don't have to have it. You don't have to make mass quantities of.
no, true.
Just whatever you're breeding, it needs like my pistols. I got to use it for that or get rainwater,
Wow.
or the bettas even. They
Yeah.
have to have a little more, softer water, a little lower pH.
Yeah.
And
Jesse, thank you.
nice, Jesse.
Thank you kindly.
Very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I agree. And I tried to teach my students
Ooh.
that,
Pandagarafun.
always, ever, never stay away from those, because that'll just
Are you
keep
doing
you in
Pandagara?
trouble, cause resentments. Yeah, I just put that up. Didn't you see it?
Yeah, Pandagaras. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Mel's
We
got
gotta-
some there.
We've still got to get some Pandagaras and somehow get them to Jesse.
Oh, he's got some?
No, he keeps, wondering how come we haven't sent him any yet.
Oh, send him Pandagaras. Ah.
Yeah.
I don't have any Pandagaras, but I tell you
I
what.
don't think I've ever seen him. Yeah. Maybe I'll reach out to Aquahuna and see if I'll buy a lot, and then I can sell some at the next auction and ship some to Jesse.
I think you got them for like $6 a piece. That's not bad.
For what?
Pandagaras.
Yeah.
That's cheap. Yeah, that's really cheap.
I know, who is it? Aqua Imports has the, every lot you buy, the price gets cheaper too. So no
Mhm.
adulting allowed. Yeah, I get that. It's not fun. But, I'm still just a better behaved 13-year-old, and I'm not at all.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the misbehaving one.
Well, yeah, that's what, got me in trouble in the first place. So, but,
Mm-hmm. But you know what? As long as you're having fun, it doesn't really matter how old you are, right?
yeah.
Absolutely. It's
What it says on paper and
Hey, there's Elfish. Hey, David.
what it says inside. What's up there, David?
How you doing, David? Make sure you watch my new FU short for motivation.
Oh, cool. All right. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe we'll go check that out. You betcha. Yeah.
So David, did you know that Jason sent me a Fahaka puffer? Can you believe that? I didn't. I'm not set up for. I'll be sending that to. Oh, thank you, Don. He just sent me a $5 super chat.
5 pounds.
What a great.
That's cool. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Just finished raking and mowing. Oh, speaking of which, I got my lawnmower yesterday too. It was
Cool. Have you tried it out yet?
Not yet.
You better get on. I got a mow too. Kathy
The
goes.
grass isn't very deep though right now.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Kathy said, you should mow. Today was trash day. Well,
So
we got another.
ours is on Thursday also.
Yeah, we got another one next week. So my son is going for his doctorate, and I'm too dumb to.
Say otherwise.
In what, Ryan? A doctorate in what?
Some
I
type
am
of
curious
story
about that. Yeah.
Jason sent to him. Yeah,
Yeah, thanks again, Don. That's really kind.
I thought he was joking with me. He was on talking to me on Messenger with a voice and the face-to-face call. He's
Who?
like, "Yeah, I sent you a Fahaka puffer." I was like, yeah, haha." He did.
Yeah.
I thought he was just I thought he was just trying to get me riled up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So Jeff's pawn. What do you got? 2 of them or just one?
one.
Oh, I thought you were saying you got 2 of them
I
earlier.
thought there was 2, but that was actually another female pistol, which I was very,
Oh,
very.
very cool. Way better. Yeah.
He's something like 8 pistols. I only bought what 5 or 6.
Well, a couple just in case there's a DOA, and
That's-
Yeah, he sent me
Oh,
extra fish that one time. So
all the stuff that he shipped out died.
Yeah.
It was killed, or like he said, it was they. He said they cooked.
oh yeah.
My order is the only one that made it out of all
Oh,
the things he sent out.
So Reuben's near Cambridge.
And I think David even mentioned to me about the heat. I think it was the heat because that's what his heat pack was.
Right.
Really,
I'd like to go wandering around, the Cambridge colleges and the Oxford colleges, and yeah. And then get on get a Brit Rail pass and just back and forth, up and down, and get off and maybe drive around or cycle around, or I know what I really want to do is get on a narrow boat and just do the canals. That's what I want to do. That's why I want to be there for a couple months and just hang out and,
Let's see here. Jeff P is 11 paper, but LSD is a whole different thing.
Not a clue.
LSD is a whole different thing. Oh, LSD.
Yes, it is. And Don's saying he'll be at the Library Association. So Reuben, there's your chance. You guys can hook up. There are some cool canals. Yes. I got hooked on some of the Brit mystery cop showy things that, just because the scenery, oh my God, like Inspector Morse and Inspector Lewis and there were a couple others, just the scenery. It's more than anything. It's just, Vera, I guess up in the north. There was another one we were watching called Cold Case Histories with Jason Isaacs. He's the guy that played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potters. Biomedical engineering. Very cool. Should be very proud of him. And then he was this, almost kind of a ne'er-do-well. Well, I wasn't either. He I guess was drummed out of the Edinburgh Police Department, and so he was a private investigator. And the scenery, oh my God, that part of Scotland is just gorgeous too. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, Reuben's asking Don if they've got a website for that live bear thing you're talking about there, and if they do, you put it in the chat.
I know Curtis would know what about it because he does all those things.
Well, in the UK,
I'm not. Oh, it's a UK one. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You're gonna enjoy that.
Isn't that how it happens? Kids surpass the adults, and I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
The kids of tomorrow, they're going to be tech whizzes beyond.
Well, Ryan's son's into biomedical engineering, doing a PhD in that.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Oh, and there's the link. I'm going to click on that, see where it takes us.
The British Live Bears. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'm going to share it just because I can.
But as I had mentioned, that those black mollies I sent to David, I think the heat got them too because they were in big bags,
Right.
And they weren't deflated. They had lots of air in them. They had to have been heat.
So let's see, the Live Bear Association Summer Show, Basingstoke on the 1st of June, and then the auction in Carlisle on the 6th of July. And then the autumn convention I'm going to bow the Shenstone. Is that close? The 19th and 20th of September. Wow.
It's the algorithm, Jesse.
Oh, we already missed the April show.
You have
June
to do a lot
1st coming up. Wow. If you're in the UK, it sounds like be there or be square. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You need to put a comment and also put a like or something just to let them know that you're not a bot. That's why they take the subs away.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was mentioning. He says, why are they taking it away? And that's probably the reason why, because they think you're a bot. I mean, if you just go and hit sub, I mean, it's a nice thing to do, but
Yeah.
you got to take a couple other steps to make it stick.
Yeah. So what I do, I'll open a short, make a quick comment, even just subscribed, and then hit the thumbs up and then click on the subscribe button. So it knows that, you know, well, ideally it knows that I wasn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
You
that
got to
I'm not
know
a
that
bot.
you're not a bot. So that's what
Yeah.
they have to do there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah, Nathan, you can. I think you
Oh,
can see
really? I don't know. I didn't know that.
what's
You can
that.
even see if somebody has notifications turned on his channel. Yeah, it even shows who has their notifications turned on to your channel. Wow.
That I did not know.
That
Interesting.
is something else. Is that something new?
Huh. Well, here we are at the top of the hour.
Oh yeah. Yep.
2.5 hours.
Yep. You got stuff to do with your wife, so yeah.
I
go ahead.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, we did good. I mean, you. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't disagree. Why? What? No.
Don't disagree. Please delete. Oh, what?
I don't disagree.
Please delete me. Uh-oh.
Or please don't delete me.
Please don't.
Because
Oh,
YouTube,
no, I don't.
yeah, YouTube's a very benevolent entity. It's only doing what it thinks is best for you. Well, that's true with most tech, isn't it? I know Facebook thinks they're doing what's best for you too. And who else is out there doing that stuff? They all are.
I'm going to get off. Thanks for the live stream. Hey, Ruben, have a good evening or good morning or afternoon.
Yeah,
You're at.
yeah. Well, he's in the UK.
Oh yeah, so it's evening for him.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you mean, Cheryl?
If you were sub to the person, sub to you, or if you've got notification on. Okay, I'm getting lost in all that. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to pull the plug on this one. We'll call it a wrap. We'll see you back here next Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, and then Thursday 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. And in between those two, kind of like the meat and the sandwich, will be Jeff's stream at 12:30. That's the part that's hanging out a little bit, right? The 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 Eastern for what? God, I should know what it's called. Pelham's Aquatics. Your stream, your Wednesday stream.
Aquatic Addicts Anonymous.
That's the one. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So there you are. There will be. We will be there. Yeah, and they do take their 30%. They gave us the platform. They're entitled to their cut. You know. So, plus they handle the taxes, and I wouldn't want to have to do that. So.
Oh, Kathy just contacted me on my phone here. I got to get running too as well. So.
Yeah.
I promote my wife. What's that?
Oh, Ryan says, I promote my wife faster than my own account. Absolutely, as it should be. Yep. Only 30. Our beloved overlords deserve much more. Yeah, well, eventually they'll try. So, yeah. So anyway, kids, thank you all for being here.
Everybody.
Yep, love y'all. And yeah, comment and like. You know, that's important. It keeps people. You know, keeps people's channels alive. Jesse. You know, we all do the same thing. So, yep, love you. Love y'all. Oh, Jeff's gone. That was quick. Okay, he must have got a call from his wife. And we will see y'all next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.